to Sports Talk
Yeah.
with Alex and Felix. This is Alex, I'm Felix, and we're covering today the NFL 2024 draft, the first round. It's an exciting time for NFL teams.
Yeah.
These guys are going to be making their picks, and we're going to be going through this whole thing with you guys. So it's a big moment. So, um, so tell me about what you think is going to happen today. Bears is going to be on the clock shortly. They'll be making the first pick of the 2024 draft. Do you think these guys will be picking an exciting offensive player or defensive player? What do you think?
Well, I think it's gonna be the quarterback. Will can't we I believe that if if this him go for don't get the part it is him the bear need a quarterback. Definitely if it the quarterback to Pittsburgh, I believe it's gonna be Caleb to go. How
So
about
do
you?
you think he's a good pick for them? Do you think he will fit in whatever offensive scheme that they are going to, to be competitive in that division? Because as we got to see this past season for 2023, the Detroit Lions dominated that division. They got out to an early start, and there was no looking back. Previously, before the Lions, everything was
Well,
Aaron
yeah,
Rodgers and the Packers. Is it a possibility that we can see the Bears uh, pick an impact player today and then from there change their storyline moving forward as a competitor in that division?
well, for me, I think this is what I make an improvement for that is to take the season. I believe this year, if they find the right pieces to the guy, I believe the Bears will move up. Not be number one, but move up. And don't be uh, number four. I think 3 or 2. Uh,
So
today.
obviously, being that we're gonna right now temporarily stick in the NFC North. So how about Minnesota? They moved on from Kirk Cousins. He's now Atlanta Falcon. Um, hold on, folks. Let's hear and see what's happening.
We waited 6 years to say
Uh,
this. Welcome to the NFL Draft in Detroit.
uh,
So it's the commissioner speaking right now, folks, and
Let's go, big team.
it's being held in Detroit for the first time.
And I was just kidding about the rap battle. We're going to save that for another day. But the pride of Detroit has got a little some surprise for you. We're bringing out a few other surprises for you. So, and here you go. Detroit! What up? It's here. Make some noise for the Detroit Lions. Let's go!
This is Eminem trying to hype the crowd in Detroit, his home city. And as you can see, there's Megatron, and I mean, like, this is nice.
he, yeah, even thought in Detroit, you see, all the old time people
Barry Sanders,
that, that,
one of the greatest running
yeah.
backs to ever play this game. And this is how they're opening up in Detroit.
Hey, this is crazy. I can't believe it. But before we get off the stage, I need to hear one thing. Jerry Goff. Jerry Goff. Jerry
They're
Goff.
cheering on their quarterback.
What's up, Detroit?
Oh, he's there.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
It's good to see him there. Hopefully whoever these guys pick for their team is going to add a nice weapon to their arsenal, whether it's defense or offense. Speaking of which, because it's still an NFC North that we're talking about, how about these guys? We know they don't pick until a little bit later, but
What's up, Detroit? What's up, football fans?
I believe
Great job, guys.
you think they go offense or defense?
after defense. It's time to improve that defense. The defense is good. Hopefully not able to do that.
Okay, so that leaves us one last team in that division we haven't talked about yet, and that is the Packers. Now the Packers performed and they got themselves to the playoffs. They look like
Almost.
they snuck in there and started to make a run. Almost won that game against the 49ers. So which way do you think they go? Offense or defense with their first pick?
I think it goes off it.
Offense. Weapons for love?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. You ready to get this show on the road? Okay. The 2024 NFL Draft is now underway.
Here you go.
The Bears are on the clock.
The Chicago Bears
Up and down. Oh,
are now on the clock.
okay.
Boy, it feels like we have waited.
Okay.
Oh.
So looking for it got to be a long drive to go, right?
Well, it's the first round. It
Yeah.
usually takes a while to get through these this first round. Tomorrow and Saturdays,
We'll be at 2 and 3 or 4
and they will go pretty quickly,
and then
and then it'll be over. And so then we'll get to see which teams have made the best choices
Yeah.
for their organization in this draft. And so, let's see if the Bears go with a quarterback. I do believe they will go offense. So let's see.
Hard right there, which means the hay is in the ball.
They go defense right here. I got to play half you.
I think this may set them back another season. I mean, it could go defense. There are some decent players that are coming out of school right now, and I wouldn't mind having on any of these organizations because these guys are just that good. But I think so that the Bears can really be competitive for 2024, they need to go offense here and get themselves an offensive player. So let's see who they pick for their first pick overall. Or will they trade down? Let's see if anybody's willing to trade up to get this pick. Felix.
Yeah, and welcome to One Talk.
Yes, if you're just tuning in. So
the Bears
on the clock.
The hunting so that you continue the on clock.
Yes. There's 7 minutes and 30 seconds basically for the Bears to make their pick. Let's see if they're going to be willing to trade down or they have their heart set on a player that they already had in mind already. So let's see what the Bears is going to do. This pick is important. It's the first overall pick. Is always historic, and then hopefully that the first pick lives up to the hype and everything that the team needs from them. So the Commanders will be next on the clock. And so is 6 minutes go. The Bears have not come out to make their announcement yet on their pick.
Also, they can trade.
Yes,
We
they can
don't-
trade. I mean, look, if they trade down and they pick up a couple of picks just in this first round, or continue to trade down. I mean, we've seen Belichick and the Patriots
Yeah.
do that multiple years, to trade down and out of the first round, and have found gold in the second and
Yeah.
third round and fourth and fifth round, and they built the dynasty for many years doing such. So let's see how the Bears manage this pick.
The team is the top 5 for this year. If it change, I will talk that over. We go, what is number 2? The Patriots number 3. Number 4 is the Cardinals. Number 5
Is the
the
Chargers?
Yeah. So, remember, it can change. Any team can move up or down or do what people except do with the Patriots.
Right. Over the years. So it looks like, Bears fans out there are hoping that the Bears pick a quarterback here. There's 4 minutes left for them to make their decision. And so
A quick question. What happened at the time? What out?
honestly, I've never seen it happen. So I don't know if it's ever happened in NFL history over the years that a team could not make a decision or did not make a decision before their time was up. I don't know exactly what the rules are for that.
Okay.
But the clock disappeared, so that must mean they either made a trade or they have made a decision.
I think in a couple minutes,
Yes.
who you can put a pick is gonna be the pick is the pick is in. So
Okay, the pick is in. All right, great. So now let's see who's going to come out to the podium and announce the first pick. It should be the commission,
Yeah.
of course, but I'm saying, like,
yeah,
let's see who's the player, who they picked.
yeah. If a call, haircut, bring up foot again, get back up on the call, and then we go to the water come up there, and then the picture, and then the clock though. So, I think a bit pay would be the water come up at the pit,
And here comes the pick.
Here we go. Good.
With the first pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Caleb Williams, quarterback.
So they did go with Williams. They picked Williams as their first overall pick.
There it is. The wire
Okay.
flyer projection at number 1 is no longer a prospect. Caleb
That's
Williams
right.
is a professional.
Caleb
Yeah.
The next
Williams.
quarterback.
Okay,
of the Chicago Bears. And he takes that walk, gets a little high
He looked like he was
five,
ready
Yeah.
for this moment. He's on his way to the podium.
He will cross that stage, give a hug to Roger Goodell, and become the future of the Chicago Bears. And this is a guy who has been in the spotlight at USC, who has been in the
Yes,
spotlight
UFC.
of college football Since he took over
averaged
midway through
3,600
in 2021,
yards.
he's been replacing Spencer Rattler as a member of the Oklahoma Sooners, then followed Lincoln Riley to USC, and now
93
you get
touchdowns.
burst of emotion, the yell, the scream, the hug, and that's what this moment.
And
that's what
as
this
he's
night is
holding
about,
up
the
his
celebration.
jersey,
After all the drama, the intrigue, the mystery, the chaos,
Williams,
Caleb Williams is in fact
the
number
quarterback
1 overall pick. And
for
Chicago.
the Chicago Bears.
The how do you feel?
I think this was a good pick for them. Look, the kid's pretty talented. Let's just hope that the programs that are going to be ran there from by the Bears will be a good fit for him, and he can adapt to their offense and make plays and get things done for them.
Okay, we have a new team on clock. Will be walk in?
Yep. So the Commanders will be on the clock, and we're gonna see if they'll be willing to trade down, or now which way do they go, offense or defense? We're NFC East now.
I'm gonna think it's gonna be offense. I think the new quarterback. Again, quarterback for what? They remove. They remove and they put in the order there. I think it's gonna be another quarterback. How about you?
Well, I would agree that they need a quarterback there. They need several positions they need to fill. We'll see how far what they get done in this draft, so they can be competitive in NFC East. As we all know, the Commanders have not really performed really well for some time. They have new ownership. This is his first draft.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's see what happens with now his front office. Can they build a team here?
And
And
a new head coach.
yes, 4 minutes to go for them.
It,
And if you're just tuning in, this is Sports Talk with Alex and Felix. And the Commanders, Washington is on the clock. Hopefully they'll be keeping this ball rolling and making their pick very soon.
of course, new head coach, new ownership. They're all new for them. And then fucking head, and then fucking coach. The coach did job with the top right, the package, and that's when they make a playoff. Almost 3 years back.
Yeah, but I mean, look, he was the defensive coordinator
Yeah.
there, so we have to see, how he performs as a head coach and the staff that's going to be around him to help get this franchise going and getting to the next step. So right now, 3 minutes on the clock. We're still waiting for Washington to make their pick or trade. I believe Washington will go offense as well. Defense wasn't so bad last year. Offensively, they struggled quite a bit. They were inconsistent. I'll just put it that way.
For me, at the people both these are after. So for me, I like the after the new quarterback.
It's down to 2 minutes. They really must be trying to get somebody to bite and take this number 2 spot. But I guess that's not. They're gonna have to make a pick.
And remember, they can trade too.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why they would take them this long. Look like they have made a pick now. So let's see what the decision is.
No,
Washington.
not yet. Compare it in.
And let's see what we got here. It looked like it might be a quarterback for them as well. So you would have two quarterbacks going back to back in this
It
draft.
look like
Well, no, not always.
Not always.
Look, the last time I seen like 4 or 5 quarterbacks go in the first round, that was during when Eli was being drafted. Because you had Ben Roethlisberger, you had Phillip Rivers. It was just like it was an insane draft, and as we know, all those players were contributing factors. Jake Cutler to their teams, and here come out to the podium is the commissioner.
Here we go. I call what on the clock. No, compare
With
it
the
in.
second pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Washington Commanders select Jaden Daniels.
Hey, call it that.
Big Daniels.
The Washington
Jaden
Commanders of the
Daniels.
Okay. How?
LSU quarterback has now been picked by the Washington Commanders. Welcome to the NFC East. I'm pretty sure the Eagles and the Cowboys and the Giants will be eager at their defenses to get after this young man and see what he brings to the table.
How do you feel about that?
Look, hopefully the division can be exciting, and the competition will be great.
I feel that the is open again. It's open again.
Well, look, it's gonna be telling once these guys put suit up and get on the field.
Okay. The next team that on the clock, it got paid up.
Let's see, do they continue their old style of drafting and go down, or do they actually stay at number 3 and pluck somebody? Now, we seen the performance of the Patriots this past 2023 season. So tell me, in your idea, what would you pick if you were new coach and everything? What would you pick to help that franchise get back to its greatness?
I help. I help. But I could today. They get to have a new head coach. The head coach is a defense coach. They were wanted. I believe that he would pick defense. How about you?
So the first 2 picks were offense, and they both were quarterbacks. You have Jaden Daniels, who just got picked from LSU, and he's now a Commander. You have Williams, who is now a Bear. And so let's see, the Patriots could go quarterback here as well. But I think I'm going to agree with you that they're probably going to pick defense here. Just because, you want to be able to stop a team no matter what. That's what it's going to come down to. And in that division, the AFC East, although the Jets wasn't a fantastic team, defensively, they were on point. That team was their special teams and their defense played well. They kept them in games for a long time and got them going. Then of course we've seen the Miami Dolphins with their fast super speed on their offense. I think the Patriots go defense here. And if they really want to compete, like if this is going to be a team to get back to the playoffs, you know, the Ravens making the moves they made here in the offseason with free agency and stuff and trades, them and the Chiefs are going to be teams that you got to be looking at. So I think they go defense here.
Du är kanske jag lärde mig för nästa gång om 20
It's 23 years.
24 år beväger. Det är helt. Det är helt för Peter.
Yeah. It's history. No Belichick.
Jag pick in.
And
It
looked like
I caught that.
oh boy. Oh wow, this has been a while since I've seen a draft like this. So the Patriots, their pick is in, and they should be coming to the podium soon. And chances are that if what we're seeing here is correct, they have picked a quarterback.
Matt Ryan entered the league.
So
If you're new, look at it on top there.
is Felix.
You can picture it. Or up. In a couple minutes, we'll be having
This will be the third
pick.
Pick of the draft is the Patriots. So Patriots is no longer on the clock. We're just waiting for the commissioner to come out to announce their pick. Boy, I tell you, exciting.
This is right. We're coming out of.
Here come the commissioner
Here we
now.
go.
Belichick, who filled both of those roles there in New England. And so to see who the next New England Patriot is, we head back to the draft hall in Detroit.
With the third pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select Drake May.
There it is, quarterback.
Okay.
No,
How we feeling? Bob?
oh my God,
All right.
he even has like a Tom Brady haircut.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was a top. A little
well, he
bit.
got big shoes to fill
Yeah.
there. I tell you that. I'm happy for the young man. He got picked. I'm pretty sure the Patriots will make sure he's prepared and ready. That's Drake. And so
How do you feel?
I look. I'm
Back.
look back to back quarterbacks. I mean, like I guess everybody realized that having a franchise quarterback is super important to making it to a Super Bowl and consistency. So with that being said, the Cardinals is up and they're on the clock. It's the fourth pick of the first round here, and as we all know, they went and made changes to get
Yeah.
Kyle Murray at that time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be stunned if they pick a quarterback once again.
And that's like come he every year in he always get hurt. So what do you they
Well, look, I'm gonna just tell you. Look, you know, I mean, obviously physical sport, but
yeah.
it comes down to conditioning and taking care of yourself. If he is taking care of himself, he will not get as many injuries. That means, you know, obviously he has an important role as a quarterback. He's supposed to be the face of the franchise. He's got to study film. He's basically the coach on the field. But you also need to stretch. You know, you got to make sure you're hydrated. You got to do the things that you need to do to make sure your body's healthy, because when he's not healthy it hurts the whole entire franchise, and the fans, for the people who are coming here. So for him, I hope for this 2024 season, he will complete this season by being healthy and maybe a new trainer to make sure that his body is in the conditions it need to be in and holding up.
If you're new, I'm looking to talk. I film up there.
Felix,
Welcome to talk the Cardinals.
NFL draft
Oh,
2024 season is on the
I
way.
remember the one pick for the past 5. We got the Bears quarterback, number 2, this is a quarterback.
Yes.
Uh,
Number 3,
A
the
quarterback.
Patriots quarterback Drake.
Drake. Quarterback. Yeah. Oh, we kick it up. Okay.
Now, here's a good question. Will any of these 3 men start off the season?
Yeah.
Which one of the 3, or you think all 3, will start for their franchises?
I get all 3.
All
They need to get all 3. All 3. The Patriots. The Patriots. The Patriots. The Bears and who number 2?
Not Williams.
Bears.
Daniels.
Yeah. But, all,
You got me all.
yeah, got it. But it got me all night.
So
If you're new,
Cardinals is on the clock.
Cardinals,
4th pick.
after this will be the shorter and the top and
So far, nobody's traded down
nobody.
or traded up to move into any of these spots. So far, it looks like these first 4 spots seem to be locked in by these organizations. So waiting for the Cardinals to announce their pick.
The pick it in. Wherever that season.
Now, yeah, they went offense and they picked up a weapon for Kyler Murray. So this is gonna be interesting. And look, their division, 49ers, Seattle, and the Rams, and that's been a competitive division for the last few seasons. So here
Here we
comes
go.
Let's see who they are ready to pair.
here
with
comes the
Kyler Murray.
commissioner with the announcement of the pick.
With the 4th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Marvin Harrison Jr., wide receiver, Ohio State.
Ohio State, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Welcome to the NFL, the big league.
Yes, he's now an official pro. He is pretty quick. His hands is pretty good, so he should be a great asset for the Arizona Cardinals. Out of Ohio State, they have a great football program there, and so I can't wait to see how this young man performs in his 2024 season.
And now I call it that.
Yeah, so it's the
That
first wide receiver to be
I
picked.
call it that.
But so far, offense is being plucked first.
Yeah. No defense.
No defense yet.
Not yet.
Let's see.
The-
Which team you think will be the first team to pick a defensive player?
I think, look,
New York? Oh, we're going to see.
it's a new, but I do with that.
Felix,
I look at it.
Sports Talk. And we're covering the 2024 NFL Draft. And so far, 4 picks have come in. 3 quarterbacks,
We call that
1 wide receiver.
So,
So-
often.
Everyone has stayed in their lanes. No trades.
No.
So far to beginning this draft. You had the Bears, who took Williams as their first pick from USC, and then LSU went at number 2 quarterback for the Commanders, and then the Patriots picked North Carolina, um, Drake, and now the Cardinals have picked Marvin Harris, wide receiver out of Ohio State. And now we have the Chargers up at number 5. And it looks like the draft is truckling along.
Move up too quick. Almost too quick.
I think this is great. I like the pace that this is going at. I need these teams to keep it going.
If the trade, what do you think will be the first trade? What team will be moved out or moved up?
I don't know. I believe there was just so much changes with free agency and trade early. I think everybody's going to stay in the lane for the first round.
Okay.
I think if there's going to be a trade, it will be tomorrow, Friday's rounds.
Last 2 and 3.
Right. And then, of course, day 3,
Four.
Saturday,
4, 5,
and 7. But for the most part, I believe these guys are all going to stay in their lanes tonight and just pick their picks, which should make this pretty quick. At the pace that is going, it's already been 4 minutes for the Chargers. What's left on the clock, and they should be announcing something soon.
If yeah, this draft is going too quick. I met with New York, that is, and after that would be the top end. Will be the top end. Right here. The top end make a put a 4 times that top season. That bad.
Yeah, I mean, look, they've at 1 year they had a bad start, but then some seasons they started off at a fast pace and couldn't finish. So let's see where these guys end up. Let's see if they can.
Then that's lock.
Yeah.
That I could call that I could call it talking to that get it done. Okay. If you're new, when that is done with that system, okay, so the draft, the charger is out at A, and we're going to do it. Please like, goodbye. Make comment what is your favorite team? We want to know.
Yeah. Share with us about your team and who you would like to see get drafted here in the first round, and basically what you think your team might need, you would like to see added for performance-wise for your team. So.
If I took it I took the truth about now and then we go on about the top here. So yeah, we do it, right?
Yeah, so we're just still waiting on them. It's about a minute left. The Cardinals should be
coming out.
sending out the commissioner soon with their pick.
Not yet.
I mean, nonetheless, they're in the midst of making a trade.
Yeah.
And then, if that's the case, who will be the first team to trade up? And the Chargers need a few players. So it's not just
There's only a
there's
quarterback.
no one thing is
No.
gonna fix it for them.
They need a
So
couple of players.
they need a couple of players.
The first time Jim Harbaugh. No. He come back into the league. It's the first time
Yeah, he's
coming back.
Yeah, and he's a part of this draft, and let's see what pick he's gonna as a coach
He
now.
can pick his former player.
So we'll see. We thought that the last time when with Andrew Luck, and then that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So
At the pick.
okay, and it looks like
It gotta be a big boy.
so
It gotta be a big boy.
it is a big boy, and it looked like the Chargers are starting with offensive linemen, and so
Being defense.
still no defense. I mean, look, no surprise that Harbaugh is going to build a wall to protect his quarterback and go from there.
That's pretty much what he did. Block the quarterback. Comfortable with that.
Look, at the end of the day, it will slow down the Chiefs' defense because they also were quite on the fast side, not as big. They're not big guys. Andy Reid seems to like them to be at a fast pace when he needs to change them in and out. So again, if you're the Chargers, you're in that division. You want to win that division. You got to be able to stop the Chiefs' defense from getting to you.
And here we go.
Yes,
The
here we
pick
go.
is in.
The pick is in. Here comes the commissioner.
It gotta be a big boy.
At this point, Jim Harbaugh, based on the fact you had 2 and 3 of the best offensive lines in college football the last 3 years. So let's see if that's the way they go as Commissioner Roger Goodell is back at the podium.
With the fifth pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers
pick.
select Joe Alt,
Fifth.
tackle, Notre Dame.
First Notre Dame player in this draft to go. Joe Alt.
I think it will move for the Chargers.
Yes, I think it's a great move for them. He performed really well in this past season, so for his team, and so
Look at
yeah,
that.
I mean,
Look
the
at
size
that.
of this guy is just tremendous, and he had no problem moving
Yeah.
his guys out of the way, so their running game could be. Notre Dame, as we know, performed really well. The number 6 pick will be the New York Giants at number 6.
That's your team.
And if you guys are tuning in, this is Sports Talk with Alex and his dad Felix. We're covering the 2024 NFL Draft. We're now up to pick 6.
I
And-
put it too.
It's all been offense so far, no defensive players. And we have the Bears, who took the first overall pick with Williams, and from USC. And then LSU was the Washington Commanders, also took a quarterback. That was Daniels. And then North Carolina for the Patriots, another quarterback. They took Drake. And then we had Arizona Cardinals took a wide receiver, the first wide receiver to go. And that was Marvin Harris Jr. And then we just had the Chargers who took a offensive tackle for them. And so now you got the Giants on the clock. So tell me, what do you think that they're going to go? Are they going to go offense? Are they going to go defense? To me, I think they got a mess at the quarterback. Just like the Jets, they got to get this fixed. You cannot go through another season with what they had.
Before they don't make it to third year. Third year without a playoff berth into the playoff.
Well, they made the playoffs not this past season, but the season before.
Yeah.
So that's not exactly
But
accurate.
not
But
this one.
so, well, look, Daniels played well that first
Yeah.
season. It was the coach first season. Everyone bought into the program. Second season, he had nothing but a slew of issues, and the team fell apart. There's no ifs, buts about it that if the Giants don't correct the problems that they've had, that this is going to be another waste of a season.
I put it in.
So the Giants have made their pick. The commissioner will be coming out soon. They have also gone offense.
They got defense.
Add weapons to build their franchise to try to be competitive on the offensive side of the ball. So New York Giants is on the clock, and we're waiting for the commissioner to come out to announce their pick. It looks like it might be a wide receiver, and for them. So let's just see what's gonna happen.
And yeah, they don't go quarterback. Yeah. So we'll be young. Again, we'll be young. And yeah.
Well, look, we don't know what we're gonna get.
We
with
don't
Jones. Look, he got hurt,
Yeah.
and when a player comes off injury, you just don't know how they're going to.
And here you go. Here you go.
So let's see. Here's the commissioner.
Division, as it always is. So the pick for the New York Giants at number 6 is ready to be announced.
With the sixth pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Malik Neighbors,
Malik
Neighbor.
Neighbors.
receiver,
Huh.
LSU.
So guys, after all the talk of
So the Giants made their pick. Malik Neighbors. We're gonna take a quick break, folks, and
Yeah.
then we'll be right back.
I will die.
We are back. Sorry about that.
We're back.
So,
Before we get into it, I want to hit with okay. So we are back. This happened. How about this?
So the Giants go wide receiver, a much needed weapon for the organization. I like this young man. I think he plays really well. He's out of LSU. Reminds me a little bit of Beckham in the sense of just willing to compete, hungry. There's no ifs, buts about it. The guy has good hands. They have a really good program out there. But they also need somebody to throw this man the football. And so it ain't going to matter if his talent is all there and they don't have a quarterback to get him the ball. So the Giants at some point they have to look at getting a good quarterback. And not just somebody that's good with the playbook and all. You need somebody that can stay healthy and ain't going to get injured. Because if you got the guy that has the big brain and he's good, knows all the plays and can do all these things, but he can't stay healthy, then that doesn't help either. So you got to have a guy that can actually be somewhat durable. Is going to be able to take some punishment, show up to practices, watch film, and be committed to being the face of the New York Giants. So the next team that's up is going to be the Falcons. And for those who are tuning in, this is Sports Talk with Alex and Felix. We're covering the 2024 NFL Draft. And so we are live. And as you've seen, as Alex pointed out, the Falcons are on the clock. We're waiting for their pick. And so let's just rehash everything that has happened so far during this draft. Bears was the first pick, and they went quarterback. The Commanders was the second pick. They also went quarterback. And then you had the Patriots at number 3. They went quarterback. The Cardinals at 4, they went wide receiver. And you had the Chargers at 5, who picked a offensive tackle. And now the New York Giants, who was on the clock, they have just picked a wide receiver. And now we are up to, it looks like there was a trade, folks. So the Titans are actually on the clock. It looks like the Falcons traded out of that spot. And
They're fifth foul.
yes, and moved down as the Titans moved up. Let's see who the Titans will be picking. That team was gutted pretty badly. They performed pretty badly last year.
More. We got a coach too.
So, we need to see what's gonna happen there.
What do you think is going to be happening after defense? We never had a defense yet.
I hate to say it, but I'm gonna say quarterback.
Quarterback?
Again, yes,
What?
definitely a
What
quarterback.
the hell?
Yes, because look, Tannehill is a good game manager. We seen that when he was with the Dolphins. He couldn't get the Dolphins to the next hurdle. They let him go. He ends up being a backup quarterback and at the Titans, and then ultimately starting. He got them to the playoffs a couple of times, but he still couldn't get over the next hurdle to getting the team to the next step. So to me, it just tells me that even though he's a good player and you know what you can get out of him, but he's capped as far as where his talents is going to take him. Certainly isn't a guy that's averaging 4,000 yards a season, 45 4,500 yards a season. So it's gonna be interesting to see how what happens with Tannehill. So they don't have the big Henry running back no more. It's all gone. What?
No.
So, we're gonna take a quick break, folks.
I got something. I can.
So, as we took Alex out for a brief moment, we are live, and welcome to the 2024 NFL Draft. As you can see, again, I'm just going to go over the picks that have been picked so far. Bears was first. They took a quarterback, Williams from USC, and then Commanders went at number 2, and they picked a quarterback, Daniels from LSU, and then you had the Patriots at number 3, which in turn plucked quarterback from North Carolina. And, you know, we're seeing so far it's moving at a fast pace. And then the Falcons traded down and switched places with the Titans, which is still on the clock, and haven't made their pick.
That is I back.
Sorry, folks, for the technical difficulties.
Okay. And we're back. Sorry about that. The pick.
And the commissioner's coming out to announce the Titans pick.
A shot from home to see when they are celebrating. Let's head to the draft.
With the 7th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select J.C. Latham, tackle, Alabama.
Alabama's first player off
Well,
the board.
Yeah.
Tackle for the Tennessee Titans. He ain't gonna be too far from home, so he'll be able to easily commute, go back home, see family and everything. For those who don't know, Alabama University is not far from Nashville, where the Titans play out of. And so, this is a big guy, I tell you. Another great performer.
If you ask Will Levis to do too much, I think it will regress on him. If you protect him with a running game and with pass protection, with
So, as we were kind of overhearing there, the professionals talk about him and his record at his school and what he brings to the table now for the Titans. And I would say much needed. You know, they traded to get a smaller, faster running back. They're going to definitely need some players to protect their quarterback and their running back. So, what do you think of their pick?
It's a crazy. You bring up defense. Yeah.
There's no defense yet.
With the quarterback, left receiver, tackle, so much offense, really defense.
Oh, I'm pretty sure there's defensive players out there anxious to get plucked by somebody and to make it into the league. So we're gonna see which team is gonna be the first to go defense. And if they do, which position on the defense would be picked first?
I pick a bit for it.
A defensive lineman?
Yeah.
I'd pick probably a safety or a corner will probably go first. So.
Yeah.
So, the Falcons will be up next. Again, not unless they trade down. They're currently on the clock.
And then take a back with a bit.
So, and then we'll see who's the next team up if they don't trade out of their positions. So.
Go back in a week I could cut it. But there's no near cut that.
Well, let's just hope that Kirk Cousins will be able to perform and live up to the same performance he did all his time for Minnesota. As we all know, he was injured last season, and so left the season right in like early stages. So if he can come back and 100% and be Kirk Cousins, then they don't really need a quarterback. He's got to stay healthy. He's another one's got to stay healthy, and perform. Then the Falcons have a chance. So
if it go Margaret, I ain't very much this the pack it up and the pack it over the pig.
It's weird. I mean, hopefully they gained something with the trade with swapping the picks with the Titans. They obviously had in mind this is who they were going to pick, and so let's see when the commissioner comes out, which direction did they go, and did they go up? An offensive player, and it could be a quarterback. So let's see if the commissioner comes out. Let's see if we have this correct.
If it quarterback, that can't ever be for Kirk.
Look, they got to also prepare for longevity, right?
Yeah,
Kurt's been in the league for some time now, and if he's able to stay healthy, and this young man, if this ends up being their pick, is able to stay, stick around, this young man will develop well, and then they'll have the right quarterback when Kurt either retires or move on from the Falcons. So let's see. Here comes the commissioner now.
Has been the most popular name throughout the draft process associated with the Falcons, but Murphy has been gaining steam late. Is that the direction the Falcons go?
With the 8th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Michael Penix Jr., quarterback, Washington.
They went
They're that
quarterback.
quarterback.
So they
Oh my goodness, that
quarterback again. This is now
that the party.
the fourth quarterback.
At the party.
I mean, no, I'm not. I mean, look, it's a smart. If you're in their front office, again, the way you keep your team going, and the reason why Belichick was very successful with the Patriots, it was almost considered like a plug and play system. They always had stacks of players, and so this young man threw for 4,900 yards in 2023, and almost 5,000 yards. That's what you're looking at with a Drew Brees, basically. Drew Brees was averaging about 5,500 yards a season. So for this young man to be in college and he's throwing, he's going to have some crazy accuracy. And, he just got to be able to be on the same page with the playbook and things of that nature. But if he's able to stay healthy, when his time comes, when they call his number, the Falcons will have a great player playing for them and leading their franchise. So I think it's a good pick.
For me, I want the party to keep that because you pay Kirk almost 100 million contract. Why go quarterback? Now I know why Kirk would be not in the league for so much time.
Well, look, they gave him a 4-year contract, right? So the plan is 4 years.
Yeah.
In the meantime, if you don't prepare and have somebody, you're going to look like the New York Jets did.
Yeah.
Or you're going to look like the New York Giants did. When you don't have a solid player to replace the one that goes down that's starting for your franchise, your season is over. It's hard to compete because now you're asking a lot of a guy that really they're limited with their talent, their cap. So this is actually a smart choice. This was a good pick. I'm surprised he didn't go earlier, but one of the other 3 teams that went quarterback. I like this young man because he has the ability, he has the arm. I believe they probably overlooked him because he's coming out of Washington versus the schools that we've seen that was picked. but to be honest with you, we're gonna see.
Yeah.
So
If-
I'm looking at these throws right now that they're showing highlights of his work, and there's no ifs buts about it that the guy can throw the football.
The pick is in for the Bears.
So the Bears, just so you know, went at number 1 overall. They are now back on the clock. So they had 2 picks so far in this first draft, this first round of this draft. And let's see, did they go defense or did they go offense?
But in new, we got a kid coming out of the Africa Bear. Collecting or moving up and then or move about that. Yeah.
Okay.
Think a bear
The Bears still have to make their pick.
and then
And then the next draft
Yeah.
after the Bears coming up was the Vikings. They have switched places
Yeah.
with the Jets. The Jets moved down, Vikings moved up, and so the Bears look like they are going offense, and they're now going to add a weapon to their quarterback, and it's good. They want to compete offensively.
and come out the, the quarterback from
So sorry, folks.
hold
The
up
Bears
after
have in
the
store for an encore as Roger Goodell once strides to the podium.
Let's listen what the commissioner has to say here.
With the 9th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Rome Odunze, wide receiver, Washington.
So Washington has now had another player of theirs back to back be picked, and so a wide receiver and their quarterback is now gone.
I do that.
So
One of the day, Buckets kick a bit league. Um,
and to the NFC North
North.
division, and so which is going to be a pretty competitive division.
At that moment ago, they can have with the quarterback.
I guess the Vikings got impatient because
Yeah.
maybe the Falcons knew that they were looking
Yeah.
to hit that guy as a quarterback, to pick up a quarterback there, and the Falcons took him. And then now they feel like, hey, they got to go to their emergency board and pick who they intended. So
No, no. Yeah. Locking. Locking.
it's too
Locking. Locking. How about you? Look locking.
Well, look, I definitely thought they were gonna go quarterback. So I mean, yes, with the Falcons going and grabbing this young man, which I thought was a good choice. I definitely believe the Falcons already had him in mind. They had planned to get him, so I think the Falcons kind of beat them to the punch, and basically, decided to take the player they probably were looking for.
Okay. I will meet one will be yeah. I will be the ball.
Well, the Jets definitely need a quarterback. I mean, we don't know what's
We
going to
don't know
happen with
about
Aaron Rodgers. He's got some beef with the league. He might be suspended for a whole season. Just that and
We
other.
don't know.
So we don't know. If I'm the Jets right now, you gotta. I mean, they also traded Wilson away,
He's a ball.
so they absolutely need a quarterback. So let's see what's next for them.
Good guy. No.
Yeah, check what?
Yeah.
Well, Not really, because if I do that, then,
Uh,
then
it could be over.
yeah, it'll interrupt the live feed. So,
Anyway.
so let's rehash the picks so far,
Yeah.
what's taking place.
Take it to the top.
Right.
Look at that. If you're new, I give it back.
Felix
Gluttony on the up.
on the clock, who traded up to get this pick from the Jets. So
Okay.
let's start from the beginning of the draft. We're on the 10th pick, and which would be the Vikings. But your first 5 picks, let's quickly go over that. You had the Bears at number 1. They took a quarterback, Williams from USC. You had Washington at number 2, took quarterback Daniels from LSU. You had the Patriots at number 3, who took a quarterback Daniels from North Carolina. The Cardinals at number 4, they took a wide receiver, and that was Marvin Harris Jr. And then you had the Chargers at number 5, who took a offensive lineman from Ohio State. So that's where we're sitting right now in the draft. We're at the 10th pick, and so we just kind of recapping the first 5, and then the next 5 that went was the New York Giants at number 6. They took a wide receiver from LSU. Number 7 was the Titans. And they took a offensive lineman as well. And
number 8 will be the Falcons.
Yeah, number 8 is the Falcons, who took a quarterback from Washington. And number 9. Yes. Is what the Bears took. And now we're at number 10 with the Vikings. So what do you think the Vikings do? Do you think they go for the next available quarterback? And do you think they're disappointed that their guy is gone, who they probably really wanted, that the Falcons probably beat them to? Or do you think they had a backup plan in case he went earlier to one of the other teams?
For me, I'll go with he got a backup plan. Or team near that, but
well, it comes down to their scouters and how their scouters really did they do their homework and study and watch these players. So
Ruby, if you look at it, pick up me, subscribe to the bell, and have fun with us. We have fun here. What I did that, and yeah, right?
Yes. So this has been, this is our first draft we're covering. We're live. This is big for us, and as you can see, we're up to the 10th pick. And if you're just tuning in, this is Sports Talk with Alex and his dad Felix, and we're covering the 2024 NFL Draft. The Vikings are on the clock at this point, and at number 10. So your first 10 picks are in. We seem to be trucking along right now. Things seem to be going at a nice, comfortable pace for this first round draft. So everything so far has been offense.
No defense.
No defensive players. Maybe we'll get defense in round 2 or towards the end of this draft. We have to wait and see.
It looked like a quarterback.
So I mean, well, we know that they needed
Yeah.
a quarterback, and Minnesota has now got their pick in, and they are going with McCaffrey.
DJ McCaffrey.
So that's not the same McCaffrey as
Yeah.
the 49ers running back.
Pick from Roger Goodell.
And so Roger Goodell is coming out. He's
With-
going to announce the pick.
To help make the Minnesota Vikings selection, we are honored to have with us the surviving mother, brothers, and nephew of fallen hero, United States Army Sergeant Zachary Ewing. Zachary died after a battle with cancer, a cancer that was discovered after he was injured during his second deployment to Iraq. We salute him and thank his family and TAPS, the Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors, which offers care to those grieving the loss of a military loved one. I'm now going to turn this over to Sergeant Ewing's nephew, Asher, who will announce the pick in honor of his uncle.
With the 10th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select
JJ McCarthy,
quarterback, Michigan.
Yeah.
Great announcement there. Great emotional moments.
No, he's not there, folks. Just so
Yeah.
you guys know, he's
He's
at
at
home
home.
with his friends and family.
They're
They're celebrating.
with a fuck.
Yes, with their big puppy over there. He's excited to be a Minnesota Viking.
I ain't not that far. Ain't not that far away from home. Just a couple days.
Yes. So he could have been a lion.
Yeah. But no.
He's now a
He
Viking.
could be a Charger with
So, well, yeah, he could have been a Charger,
you hot ball,
but Harbaugh did not pick him. Obviously, the Chargers have a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's right. Look at that. Look, you just need a hot bit.
yeah, I wonder if this was the guy they were gonna get.
Yeah. I will be like that. You are
I'll hold down the helm for you,
you
son.
are down.
Don't worry. So yes, the Jets are on the clock, and I'm sorry for mispronouncing McCartney's last name. I call him McCaffrey, but it's McCarthy. But the Jets is on the clock, and we're gonna see if the Jets go quarterback because we know that they needed one, and so let's see what's happening next as the 11th pick comes out from the Jets, and when the commissioner comes out. Now, this young man from Michigan has played well under Harbaugh. As you can see, the Jets are on the clock with the 11th pick. And so I think this young man would have been a great fit for the Jets, but he's now off the clock. So, but maybe with the trade, maybe they got a couple of extra things from Minnesota, whether it's for the same within the same draft, the first round, or maybe later down, one of the other rounds. So if you're just tuning in, this is Sports Talk. My son Alex and myself Felix, we're covering the 2024 draft, and this is our first draft we're doing live. We're in the first round here. It's the first night for it. We're up to the 11th pick, and so the Jets is on the clock, and we're wondering if New York is going to go quarterback or they're gonna pick another offensive weapon, or do they go defense? Because you know what, their defense was pretty solid last year, so maybe they'll add on to that. But let's see what the Jets organization is gonna come up with, and see what they do.
Back. I back. Right?
Yes.
Because Morgan Moses is going to be 34 this year on the right side. It's Ron
So,
Smith getting younger on the left side.
And play a full
So at least he
So the pick is not in yet.
No.
So the
Um.
Jets still has time on the clock.
Okay. Anyway. Anyway.
Oh, here he comes.
Okay. Here you go.
With the 11th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Olu Fasanu, tackle, Penn State.
Oh,
Position wrong player. Right?
There it is. There it is. So Olu Fashion
They went
Penn State is the
offense
third offensive lineman off the
and,
board,
uh,
following Joe Alt and J.C. Lake.
they went offense. They got an offensive lineman.
Okay.
and so you know, from Penn State, is the Jets pick.
Yeah.
Thought for sure they would definitely go quarterback, but I guess not here.
I think they
So
I guess.
well, look. I mean, only they know in their organization what's the story with Aaron. You know, whether not just being healthy and being able to play, but you know, if there's any punishments coming from the league in itself.
And he's at home.
He's at home.
He's at home.
He's not there
Yeah.
to accept his jersey and everything, but you know, coming out of Penn State, that's another good school, an organization.
They know defense.
So still no defense.
But
We have 11 players off the board so far. So,
we got Barker. Right. We got
Let's see.
Barker.
Let's see who's next.
We got Barker up. And they're gonna say probably not because if you pick that to get the first trade, cause
Okay, so the Broncos is on the clock now at the 12th pick. As we know, they traded with the Jets to get Wilson. And so let's see who these guys go with.
I do it.
So and so
Yeah. We get Ellie. Take a point that we get it vote down.
Yeah, now that the first 10 players are off the board, it's going to be interesting to see where the rest of these teams are going to start going. Are we going to start seeing some defensive players come off the board? And what positions?
If you're not one the
They're on the clock, yes.
oh, Peter, get like, head that down, zero error, to put a TikTok, right? TikTok,
Yes.
good.
So,
No.
let's see. Nope, not yet.
Not yet.
Still waiting to see. I guess Denver is still on the clock. So, let's do a recap real quick. Starting with the first overall pick, Williams from USC, quarterback. is now a Bear. Second behind it was another quarterback,
Yeah.
Washington Commanders, LSU,
Chicken.
and then
No.
we had a third quarterback off the board
Fred.
with the Patriots from North Carolina. Then we had Arizona Cardinals on the clock at number 4,
Not
and
the
they took a wide receiver. And then you had the Chargers on the clock
Joe.
at number 5,
Joe.
and they went offensive lineman to help protect Murray. And then at number 6, you had the New York Giants, who took a wide receiver from LSU at number 6, which was a great pick. Then at number 7, we had the Bears again, right? The Bears with a second pick, but this time wide receiver. And then at number 8, we had somebody traded, right? The Titans.
Yeah.
The Titans traded up to get that pick, and the Titans were on the clock, and they took an offensive lineman. And then at number 9,
Ruby.
you had
The Falcon.
the Falcons, who took a quarterback
Number
from
10.
Washington. And then at number 10,
You have Glockton.
you had the Vikings, who took a quarterback.
And then number 11.
Right. And then number 11 was the Jets, who took
And then number 12 was
A
the
tackle.
Bronco.
and then number 12 is the Broncos.
And the pick in it looked like a quarterback. But honestly, Bo.
Yeah, so it looked like the Broncos is gonna go with a quarterback.
He looked like
And so so yeah.
Look that good. Remember what I remember it's gone. He was in Pittsburgh. So happy for the Broncos to pick them.
Yeah, well, I mean, they know what they're getting with Wilson,
Yeah.
and now they're gonna add another young player to go along with their arsenal, to try to compete against the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Chargers in that division, which are all gonna be difficult teams for them to compete against. So
And here we go.
here comes the commissioner,
At
and
this point, can we get that first defensive player off the board? We are already in record territory. It has never taken this long to get a defender off the board for the first time.
so.
Tight end, certainly a possibility. Here's Roger Goodell.
I'm gonna say no. It's a quarterback.
With the 12th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Bo Nix,
Bo Nix.
Oregon.
Oregon.
All again.
Well, now you know what?
Quarterback.
The coach in the draft room is getting very excited. He's got his new quarterback. It is Bo Nix. But
So
Wow. Big.
Bo is
Yeah.
6'2.5" in height. He's a fairly, I guess, big guy, and has a decent arm coming out of Oregon. And this is now the 12th straight player on the offense. So
The cutting that nobody pick a defense. I like the Britain. Yeah. And he is at home. Probably. Where is that movie at? They got, yeah, a beautiful family. To have pot. Okay. The next thing, we got a lot with the
the Raiders, a division rival to the Broncos, is on the clock, and let's see who the Raiders end up going with. I will not be surprised if they go defense here. This might be our first defensive player of the night. Raiders on the clock for the 2024 NFL Draft here at the 13th spot.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this job could be up to well, I didn't even put a.
I'm gonna say the Raiders definitely going defense. Look, they did that second game against the Chiefs last year, made a statement. You know, these guys, they controlled that whole game, and they was in Arrowhead when they played. They controlled that game. They took the fun out of Patrick Mahomes' gameplay. He couldn't go anywhere. They kind of kept him in a bubble and made it very difficult for him. He tried to come back multiple times, but they were using such defensive disguises. He just had a miserable time.
Before you block a pit, I call it the I think the way what a defense to that the quarterback.
Well, yes.
True.
I mean, look, if they capitalize on their defense, at least one side of the football will be fixed for them. Teams will have it really difficult to get past. They just need their defense to keep them in the game. If the defense is even faster and they're able to get turnovers and then putting the offense in a better position, guess what? Offense will score and they can win games. The pick is in.
Yeah.
The commissioner's on his way out.
Bears
It looked like a time.
With the 13th pick
It looked like a time.
Raiders.
2024 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Brock Bowers.
So Brock Bowers, 13th pick,
Player available.
Okay.
and he's a tight end, so they went offense.
Round last year was a
And so they got a nice big tight end to go to their offense. And so it still continues a drought on the defensive players. This is crazy. Cannot believe.
Will be day.
So the Saints is up now. Let's see if do they hold on to their pick or do they trade this pick
Oh, pit a defense.
a player.
Put
Can
a
somebody please pick a defensive player so we
I
can
know.
start getting some defense
I
on
know.
the board? So the Saints is up at pick 14. What do you think? Offensive defense for them?
Before after defense, he is at home. Probably is you for a beautiful family. But anyway, I think it's gonna be awesome again.
Another offensive player. So far you've been right.
I think they're gonna quarterback.
A quarterback for the Saints.
Remember, they can't get older.
Yeah, but I don't know. And they still have what's his face there, to be honest with you, which they use
Oh,
for multiple
And Hill. That's got Hill.
positions. That's what I mean, Hill. Winston is no longer there.
Oh.
He's
Oh yeah,
in
that
Cleveland.
way.
So
That way. He.
um
I forgot.
so
Okay.
after the whole stunt with him,
Yeah.
I think they decided to just move on
Yeah.
from him. So
You forgot at the put. Yeah. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I work.
So, yes. So, here we go. So, Saints is technically on the clock. We're waiting to see what they're going to bring to the table. Raider fans seem to be real happy with the selection that they took, bringing in a tight end, which, you know, tight ends, even though, yeah, that's on the offensive end, they also can block. So we can't forget that.
Yeah.
This might help with the running game. And which is, again, if we go back to that game against the Chiefs, they controlled that game from beginning to end. And so, you know, that's a strategy that they're gonna need to take against those guys.
Cause I always feel got home. The first time he hit I told
Yes.
I went in
Yes.
and the week day hopefully top in for the week it happy. Oh,
So
okay. Let's recap what we're on. Working to on top it will move but it will be
Felix,
and welcome. The day on the clock and
yes, the Saints are on the clock, folks.
okay, we got all the picks. Number one, we got there, put a carry Number two, it what a commitment. This the other put a quarterback. Number three, the other I quarterback. Number four, it was defense. The back go, right?
Yes.
Number five, it
The Chargers.
Yeah.
The Chargers were on the clock.
yeah, so number six, it
The Giants.
that number seven, it was very it be what
Right. The Bears took a wide receiver. Number 8 was the Falcons,
yeah. Number nine,
who took a quarterback. Then Minnesota
yeah.
at number 9, and Minnesota took a quarterback. So far we've had 5 quarterbacks off the board
Yeah.
immediately. And so the Jets came up, did not take a quarterback. I was surprised with that one.
And your block would hit a quarterback ball, and
That was the 6th quarterback
Yeah.
off the board.
then you have normally team. And no,
I know, not yet. The commission didn't come out yet.
Yeah.
Um,
No, not yet.
Still 2 minutes to go for the Saints before their selection come out.
It be a fun game.
Now look, there's 3 things they can go for: a wide receiver, a defensive end, and a linebacker, are key things that they may want to pick up here. So we might get our first defensive player here off the board. The Saints in their, war room right now seem to be
Yeah.
very calm and collective, and seem like they are ready to make their selection. Let's see, 1 minute and 40 seconds left. Or are these guys going to trade that pick? That might be what the hang-up is. Or maybe the players that they were interested in were all off the board, and so now they're going on to a backup plan. So let's see. So the Saints is really using their full time here. I'm surprised these guys haven't made a
Not yet.
selection yet.
They could change.
Maybe they're trying to convince another team to take this pick. So
What is the offense defense?
if I had to guess, they'll probably go on the defensive side. That division was pretty weak this past season. Carolina, then the Falcons, the
Go
Bucks
Bucks.
just really didn't live up to the expectation. Barely made it into the playoffs. The Bucks, that is, and then when they got there, they looked pretty decent, but obviously was not really able to go further into the playoffs. So if I had to wonder where these guys will probably pick, I would probably say maybe defense. We might see our first defensive player off the board.
I don't know the thing about how to pay.
Yeah, they might have traded this.
Yeah. No, nothing. Think about
So as we try to get inside the war rooms and hear what's being said and who's picking who, so far we have not gotten an answer for you as far as what the Saints are up to at this point and to see if they pluck somebody or not.
beef. That mother had a shooter. Yeah, they play. Hit that go.
And here come the commissioner now with that.
J.C. Horn. 13 picks
Oh,
in,
I,
no defenders yet. We've had 3 offensive linemen. Is this where we get the 4th? Roger Goodell is ready with the card and the pick from Detroit.
14th pick.
With the 14th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Tolaise Tuaga, tackle, Oregon State.
Wow.
So another tackle.
Dude,
So everybody's working on their offense.
that do not defense. Unbelievable.
So
The deal is becoming like dry now.
So, well, look, I mean, it's an offensive league
Yeah.
at this point.
But
So,
defense, we game too. Remember,
defense, yes, absolutely win games.
will be the cool.
I believe the Colts are up next on the clock. So, Colts at number 15. You gotta make this pick.
For 2.
So, let's just do a recap again. Thank you guys for tuning in to Sports Talk. If in case you just came across our channel, please subscribe. Please share with us your thoughts. If you are a fan of any of these teams, tell us what you guys think that you would like to see your organization or teams pick to help your team. This is Alex. I'm Felix. And so the Bears went quarterback at number 1. We thought that was a fantastic pick for him. You called it from the start before the draft took place. You believe that with the way that division is, they needed a quarterback, a franchise quarterback.
I'll go call number 2. So it
was
a
Washington,
quarterback.
and they went quarterback at Washington, which was no surprise that they went that route, considering they had moved on.
The pick again. A quarterback for the Patriots.
Yes, the Patriots went quarterback, you know, because they're looking down the road as well, future-wise, of what they're looking to accomplish there and get back into the hunt of being a franchise dynasty. And then at number 4, you had the Cardinals. They went and added a weapon to their arsenal, wide receiver.
Number 5 is Chargers.
And the
So,
Chargers,
Number 8 is the 8. Number 10 is the Pie. Number 8 is
Falcons.
the Falcons. Number 9 is the Bear. Number 10 is the Falcons. Number 8 will be the Jets. Number 12 I don't.
Number 12 was the Broncos,
I have that right.
and then
15.
the Raiders,
14 will be the Saints.
and
15
the Saints.
will be the Colts.
Yes.
It'd be a long night of a 15 out of 1. It'd be a long night.
Yes.
So, we'll get update about what we are in the war room and what going on with the defense. That never happened, right?
But no, well, I mean, yeah, it's one of those things that you know, there are times it's been slow to get a defensive player off the board. So, so the Colts are still on the clock. There's 3 minutes to go. for them to get their draft pick in. Do they go defense here or do they go offense?
The moment ago, you told me they had with the bear what for the me today. So happy for them to meet in the draft. Hope we hope for a good year together.
Yeah. Joe Flacco signed a 1-year contract. As a reminder, with the Colts, as we all know, he helped the Browns get to the playoffs last year, where they fell short and couldn't get to the next round. And so maybe he can be a contributing factor to the Colts.
Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah, fun, right?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see how these guys are going to prepare themselves for this upcoming season for 2024. Some of these young men I'm definitely gonna look forward to seeing and their performance and see how they do. I know we still got, a lot more draft to go. But who do you think so far, just off the top 10, which one you think might be Rookie of the Year for the 2024 season?
Well, it could be Kelly.
You think so? You
Yeah.
think he'll be Rookie of the Year? Oh, wow. So you think the first overall pick is going to be Rookie of the Year?
I got two. Bo or K-up. How about you?
So far, if I had to go with the selections that just went, I'm gonna probably say wide receiver, probably from the Cardinals. I believe, with the setup of their organization, he'll be a much added weapon. He may not get the attention from the defense at first, but I think once he starts putting points up on the board, I think he'll start getting attention. But for the most part, he might be the sleeper one to get you to.
Big.
Okay.
Without a defense player.
Okay, so the Colts have a pick, and it might be a defensive player.
It could be a
With the
defense.
15th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts select Laiatu Latu, defensive end.
Alatu Lotu. He's a defensive end. He's the first defensive player off the board tonight, folks. And the Colts broke the ice of defense not getting plucked here in the first round. He is there, so he's going to be heading to go see the commissioner. This is exciting. We got our first defensive player off the board. And so, finally. Now, this is not a bad decision for the Colts either. You can never go wrong with having enough defensive players. But I figure with the much older Joe Flacco, even though it's a one-year contract, they're going to need, on the defensive side, to be able to shut down their opponents, especially in the division. Because if you win your division, you go to the playoffs, right? So you got Jacksonville in that division. You got the Titans in that division. And you got the Texans in that division. And the Texans have already shown with their young quarterback, his first season out, this young man took them to the playoffs and how important it was on him being added there. So adding this defense player to their list, this can help slow down some of those offenses in that division.
Okay, now it's time
So
for a recap.
So I think Seattle, it would be the next
Yeah.
team up. And
Yeah.
Seattle.
Okay.
Seattle has the 16th pick of the 2024 NFL Draft. Let's see who they're going to be selecting.
Okay. Oh boy. We got a couple more teams to go.
So we were talking about possible rookie of the year candidates.
Yeah. He got a first defense. It could be him. Or it could be a guy. How about you?
Excuse me. Let's just say I don't know. I mean, because this is the only one that was plucked
Yeah.
so far. Let's see what happens down the road as we get the teams that obviously made it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And to the Super Bowl. We'll see what they're looking to pick, and then obviously from there we can kind of get a range on defense of players.
No.
Now, Seattle, do they go defense or offense here?
Before we pick up the team, they're picking up enough at the head coach.
Right, he's up in the front office
Yeah.
now, so he should be very much involved with this. pick.
Yeah, but if the head coach go
Right.
of course pick up who help the head coach pick. But this the first time they don't do that. They don't pick up the two older head coach.
Head coaches in the league are now not there.
Yeah.
I mean, well, Belichick is just he's at home.
Yeah.
And then
What is this?
Pete Carroll is in the front
Yeah.
office now, so he went from being down on the field but up in the front office. I'm pretty sure he's gonna have say so in some shape or form on who these guys are gonna be picking.
I can see how it is.
I think they'll probably go defense as well. I think now that the defensive ice is breaking, because probably all the best offensive players were probably plucked as far as first round money. I'm pretty sure you still got running backs and other wide receivers and tight ends that are going to be looked at, but probably highly picked in the second round. We'll see how that starts off tomorrow. But for this first round now, I think now that we've passed the halfway point, we'll start seeing a little bit more defensive players being picked here.
Take it to the top. Here we go. You ready?
Yes.
You know when I did the food, what could you all talk? Today is the draft, of course. We are helping you guys call out each team, call out each player, and we have the Seahawks up.
Yes. The Seattle Seahawks is up. They are at the 16th pick. And
Very good.
so far, your
Yeah.
first overall pick was
The
by the
Bears.
Chicago Bears. They went quarterback. Second pick was by the Washington Commanders. They also went quarterback. Third pick was by the Patriots. They also went quarterback. No surprise. Fourth pick was by the Cardinals. They went wide receiver. Fifth pick was by the Chargers. They went offensive lineman. Sixth pick was by the New York Giants. They went wide receiver. Seventh pick was by the Titans, and the Titans took an offensive lineman. Falcons was the number 8th pick. They went quarterback. Surprising.
The Bears.
Considering the contract they gave Kirk Cousins. The Bears was at number 9. They went wide receiver.
Number 10.
And number
What?
10
What?
was the New York
Yeah.
Jets, but they traded
Yeah.
down to the Vikings, and the Vikings became your number 10th pick.
They
which
are
also
quarterback.
picked a quarterback, no surprise. And then the Jets went at number 11 and took an offensive lineman. And then you have the Broncos at number 12, who took a quarterback. And then the Raiders at number 13, that also took a offensive player.
Well,
A tackle,
well,
right?
you-
Raiders.
yeah.
And then
No.
the Saints.
No, it's not a tackle. It's tight.
Okay, tight end. Oh, yes, tight end. And then you had the Saints at number 14, who took offensive player. The Colts at 15, who took the first defensive player. And now the Seattle Seahawks, who is up for their pick now at number 16. So that brings us all up to speed. This is the 2024 NFL Draft. Alex and I here at Sports Talk
All comforting.
are covering this. This is our first live stream of covering the NFL Draft. First round, obviously. It's been a long night so far. And so we're only halfway through this this draft. Absolutely. And so we're
And then
waiting for the commissioner to come out.
Tomorrow we have 2 and 3. Yeah. That will be 4 back the
Yes.
whole day.
Yes.
Oh,
So Saturday's draft will start early.
yeah, at 2
Tomorrow's
o'clock.
draft will start tomorrow evening.
Yeah, at 7
Um,
o'clock.
And it's Detroit's first time
Yeah.
ever hosting the NFL draft in their city. So this is a big thing for them. Is this the year that the Lions go the one step further and maybe go to a Super Bowl, or no?
But it's on sale. So it's on sale right now.
So
Oh. Okay. Oh,
okay.
the pick is in. Oh. Well. No, that is competing in. Oh, competing in.
Yeah, just Bucky loves it. Just one thus far, and we won't get one here. Pickens in for Seattle.
He will
Commissioner
compete.
Roger Goodell is waiting for his cue to make that move to the podium and
Maybe-
announce this pick.
Oh, here you go.
Maybe Seattle
For head coach Mike
is
McDonald. Wonder what kind of influence that
Yeah,
plays
it is.
as the
No,
Seattle
that
Seahawks
is
look to
Glock
get
in
back
again.
so the Vikings traded up, so it made the commissioner is being held up for a second. Sorry, folks.
No,
Look like
Glock in.
there's some
Move
confusion.
up of the better team
Thank
after
you
this.
to our men and women who serve in
Ah.
the United States military. Your sacrifices to defend our country's freedom
Oh,
not
yeah.
go unnoticed. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
With the 16th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Byron Murphy,
Yeah.
defensive tackle, Texas.
The birds chirped, and I guess they were right on
The
that.
birds-
So Seattle went defense,
Boy, there's a lot of
and
defensive
we now have our second defensive player off the board. He's out of Texas, defensive tackle. That's Murphy, the second. Coming out of Texas. So, this is a good pick for them.
Okay.
And so it looks like there was a trade for the upcoming pick
Boom.
from Jacksonville
Jacksonville.
to Minnesota. Minnesota is now starting to be a little bit more aggressive here in this first round, which is good for them because I felt like they definitely needed to make some changes there. So Jacksonville must have picked up a later pick in
And-
tomorrow's draft.
And you're at home with
Murphy is at home with his family, and so you know, he's not there to accept his jersey and cap from the commissioner. So it looks like the Vikings are currently on the clock. So we got to see a couple of drafts so far. I mean, trades so far this draft, which I thought everyone was going to stay in their lane at this point because there was a lot of action in the offseason. But I think Minnesota realized by being, I guess, a little relaxed, they lost one of the players they were possibly interested in. So they're back on the clock now, and they're being aggressive, which is probably the best move for them.
I can put it in.
And the pick is in. And that didn't take long because they kind of already eyed up who they wanted, because now they're going defense. And
In a couple minutes.
and so this was actually a pretty good pick. If this pick ends up being correct, it will be Turner from Alabama, linebacker.
Wait, I shoot.
And so we'll see what happens when the commissioner comes out and make the announcement for this pick. But it looks like Minnesota made a really brilliant move here. I like this. This is a good move. And so
Here we
it
go.
comes. Ain't even get a chance to.
Yeah, I know.
Ain't even get a break. He
Yeah.
just tried to get a sip of that bourbon, and he's back out here already. I was just trying to get a sip of that bourbon, and
Traded the 17th pick to the Minnesota Vikings. With the 17th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings
His-
select Dallas Turner,
Yeah.
Dallas Turner.
linebacker.
It is the linebacker out of Alabama, and he is there. And so I love that suit. Look at
Yeah.
that. I mean, well dressed right there.
Okay.
Nice and tailored. I believe that this is going to be a kid. Now, if we're talking defense, of possibly rookie of the year, Turner might be the key. I gotta tell you, I'm excited about this pick for them. I think this was brilliant. A selection by Minnesota.
And he what? He did, so he got his cap, got his arm. He looked good on the cap, walked out into a robotic cabell.
Yes, and
Will be The
Cincinnati
I guess
Bengals.
another one. Right? No, hardly.
So let's see if they hold on to their pick or do they trade down.
The
Um,
height is the 2.5.
yeah, his length is incredible. I have no doubt that this young man is going to shine if he's able to stay healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's quick, and he did really good of watching, I guess, studying film on opponents and stuff. So, Bengals are on the clock. If they don't trade out of this pick, they will be picking at number 18. So let's see.
The owner is happy. Oh,
Well, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
whoever did their scouting for them definitely been watching this kid for a while, and I'm surprised he didn't go a little earlier to some of the other teams because, again, even though some of those teams definitely needed offensive players, this I was waiting to see how long before somebody snatched him up off the board here. So he is now taken off the board. And so that leaves us a few more teams that still need to go.
we had
And so,
Okay.
you know, we'll be soon beyond the halfway point
Mhm.
and another 2 picks. So It's gonna be interesting to see what happens here.
Okay, let's take it to the top. Okay?
So
And like about what can it if it will move a thermal the what could take a drive be a long night fun funny talking so let's get what I should even do all the things. Okay, here we go.
okay, so number 1, Chicago quarterback. Number 2, Commanders quarterback. Number 3, Patriots quarterback. Number 4, Cardinals wide receiver. Number 5, Chargers offensive lineman. Number 6, Giants wide receiver. Number 7, Titans offensive lineman. Um, Number 8, Falcons quarterback. Number 9, Bears wide receiver. Number 10, Vikings. They traded with the Jets in case you guys have the schedule before the draft. So the Jets swap places with Minnesota. Vikings quarterback. Jets at number 11, offensive lineman. Um, Broncos at number 12, quarterback. Raiders at number 13, tight end. Saints at number 14, offensive player, and they took a offensive lineman. Uh, Colts at number 15 took the first defensive player, and Seattle, who just picked, took a second defensive player of the night, defensive end and defensive tackle for those two teams. So far, I gotta honestly say Seattle made a brilliant pick. And then we have the Vikings, who traded with Jaguars at number 17, and also took a defensive player, linebacker. I'm excited to see Mr. Dallas Turner play in this league. So I think he's going to be a big asset for Minnesota. And next up will be the Bengals. And if the Bengals don't trade out of this pick, they are at the 18th pick of this draft. Welcome to the 2024 NFL Draft. We are covering it live. This is my son Alex. This is Sports Talk. I am Felix. And we're excited to be hosting this draft here at home. And for you folks at home, tuning in, please subscribe to our channel. Please make comments if you guys are fans, football fans, and you guys want to basically talk about the picks that your teams, if you're any of these 18 teams so far. And if you're on the other half of this draft that your team hasn't gone yet, who would you like to see your team pick? If you guys have a player in mind you would like to see a team pick up to add to your 2024 season.
Well. Okay. So what do you think is gonna be happening about the Becca?
Look, the Bengals, they still almost made a run, even with the backup quarterback and everything that happened there for them. It was a shame that Burrow went down. I was looking for them to, again, go back to the playoffs and be in the hunt. But the injuries really hurt them pretty bad. So let's see what happens. If they go defense or offense here. I suspect maybe offense for them. Let's see if they can add another weapon for Burrow and see where that takes them into the 2024 season. So they're going to have their hands full against the Ravens. Obviously, the Ravens grinded and pounded him this past season. So it's going to be interesting to see how they deal with that now that they got Big Henry over there. And then, of course, you got the Browns, who right now, if they fix the quarterback situation there, They're very much a contender. They made it into the playoffs. And then, of course, the Steelers. The Steelers continue to keep having a winning record with their coach, Mike Tomlin. And so that's a really tough division. And so we're going to see what happens next. And so I think the pick is in for the Bengals at 18. And it looks like they went offense, and it looks like they're getting protection for Burrows. And so let's wait and see what the commissioner comes out and announce which player it is and what school this young man is from. And here he comes.
Big need there in Cincinnati again.
Other choices could be Tyler Guyton from Oklahoma, Amarius Mims from Georgia, or maybe Graham Barton from Duke. Here's Roger Goodell at pick number 18.
With the 18th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Amarius Mims, tackle, Georgia.
So Amarius Mims
All right, Bucky,
out of Georgia, offensive tackle for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Amount of the
That-
massive.
That ain't a good pick.
That is a good pick. I'm surprised he was where he is on this board. I'm surprised other teams didn't try to pick him up or move up to get him. The next team up is the Rams, I believe.
Yeah,
Should be
ain't
the
a
next ones
Ram.
on the board. And let's see with these guys now. If Donald is no longer there, I definitely suspect that these guys will absolutely be looking at defense. That's the only way they're going to survive in that division.
Yeah.
That division is a pretty rough, tough division. It is the new NFC East in a sense. The NFC used to be really dominating the defensive division, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. But I believe the Rams will probably go defense to add to their to replace some of the weapons from their arsenal. You okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Need a sip of water?
No.
Okay.
Okay. You ready?
Damn, he's a beast.
You ready?
He is absolutely a beast.
You ready?
No, not really yet. So
Okay.
that's a little too soon. So,
people get more ill, of course, because the way for the day.
yeah, to go to the next step in their professional athlete, becoming a professional athlete here. Rams is still on the clock. They got 3 minutes to go before making their pick or trading out of it. So let's just do a quick recap. If you're just tuning in,
Yeah.
this is Sports Talk with Alex and Felix. We're covering the 2024 draft live. It's the first time that we're doing this. And so please forgive us for any, bloopers and things that are taking place here. This is our first time doing this, but let's get into where we are right now with the draft. And so the first overall pick, Bears, quarterback. Second overall pick,
Well, what?
Washington, quarterback. Third overall pick,
What?
Patriots, quarterback. Fourth overall pick, wide receiver, Cardinals. Fifth overall pick, offensive lineman, Chargers. Giants. Sixth pick, wide receiver. Seventh pick, Titans, offensive lineman. Eighth overall pick, Falcons, quarterback. Bears back up again for a second pick, and they picked a wide receiver. Jets traded with Vikings. Vikings at number 10, quarterback. Jets right behind them at number 11 took offensive lineman. Number 12 pick was Broncos. They took quarterback. Raiders took tight end at 13. Saints at 14 took offensive lineman. And the Colts took the first defensive player. And then Seattle right behind them took a defensive player. And then the third team to take another defensive player
was what?
was the Vikings, and now the Bengals at 18 took an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
And so the Rams are on the clock. Jaguars traded with the Vikings, just so you guys know. Don't know if they traded out of the first round or they traded to a lower spot at, I think, was it 20? No, was it 23? Maybe 23. Maybe they took the 23rd spot from the Vikings. But right now, the Rams are on the clock. We're live here at Sports Talk with Alex and Felix and covering the 2024 NFL Draft. And boy, I tell you, there's just been so much homework covering this and going through this step by step, and all these young men who are trying to get their professional career started with some of these organizations. Hopefully, everyone will get picked, that they go to the teams that they want to go to, and it's going to be interesting to see how the 2024 NFL season kicks off this year.
The pick.
And so the Rams have made their pick again at number 19, and it looked like the Rams is also going defensive end. We're going to hold off for the commissioner to come out and make the announcement, and then we're going to see which school this young man is coming from. And I think this is definitely, without a doubt, to pick to replace Donald if Donald has truly left the league. So,
I think that one. Okay.
Okay, so you'll do the next one. Okay.
Yeah. Here we go.
Here comes the commissioner.
They really like DeMarcus Robinson coming back to him as well. They got on a real reasonable deal. So, all right, the LA Rams making their first pick in 8 years in the first round.
Wow, 8 years.
With the 19th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Rams select Jared Verse, defensive end,
Florida State.
Would Tom Brady have been a 16th round pick if the draft stayed at 30 rounds?
So, Jared Verse, defensive end out of Florida State, another great pick. He's going to be a big asset for them playing out there against the 49ers and Seattle and the Cardinals. He's going to have his hands full. And, we're going to see how this young man will perform. He's got some big shoes to fill because Donald, he was right in the middle.
Yeah.
He wasn't on the end. He was right in the middle. And he definitely would disrupt a lot of offenses, with his talent. So let's see. So next team up is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Finally, these guys are on the board. Let's see if these guys are going to keep their pick or trade it and trade down. They made some interesting moves in the off season. What's the matter?
No good.
And so it's gonna be interesting to see what's happening.
I thought it was. On my green. It's going. I take a difficulty. So bear with me if I am
Well, look.
for.
Well, while there is technical difficulties at the studio temporarily, we can still talk about the things that we need to cover here. Rams made their pick. They went for a defensive end, obviously to replace Donald. Defense, this is the fourth defensive player off the board tonight. The next team up at 20 is the Pittsburgh Steelers. So if you're just tuning in, thank you for tuning in to Sports Talk. This is with Alex and Felix. We're covering the 2024 NFL Draft. It's been a really long night. We're up to the 20th pick, and we still got 12 more to go before the night's over. But let's just do a quick recap once again. And I'm sorry, folks, if you've seen this already and I keep repeating it, but if there are new people tuning in, I just want to be able to have everyone up to speed. If you're an NFL fan and maybe your team has already picked. So let's start off with number 1, Bears, quarterback. Washington, quarterback. Patriots, quarterback. Cardinals, wide receiver. Chargers, offensive lineman. New York Giants, wide receiver. Titans, offensive lineman. Falcons, quarterback. Bears, wide receiver. Vikings, quarterback. Jets, offensive lineman. Broncos, quarterback. Raiders, tight end. Saints, offensive lineman. Colts, defense. Defensive lineman. Seattle, defense alignment. Jaguars traded with Minnesota. Minnesota moved up. Minnesota took a linebacker. Bengals took an offensive lineman. And the LA Rams at 19 is now taking a defensive end. And so here you are, you're caught up now. If any of those teams are your teams, I'm sorry I didn't announce the young men's names for each one of those picks. When we have time to slow a little bit down, I will definitely announce each one of their names for those picks that I just went over. But just wanted you to bring you up to speed pretty quickly if you just tuned in. And so, so your next team up is the Pittsburgh Steelers. If you're a Steelers fan, who would you like to see your team get? What will Mike Tomlin do? Offense or defense?
At the defense. There's only a quarterback.
Well, look. Look. All right. So, yeah, they got Russell Wilson, and they made some moves at the quarterback position. They let go their offensive coordinator, right, because it just seemed like the offense was stagnant. Let's see. Maybe they go running back. Maybe they go wide receiver or tight end to add to the weapons on the offensive side. If they go defense, it wouldn't be a surprise. The Steelers used to be known for their steel curtain, which was their defense. And so it's going to be interesting to see which way they go. Looks like Steeler fans already have in mind a player that they want. They're excited. They're at the draft. And the draft is being held in Detroit, folks. First time ever in Detroit. And so Detroit is hosting the NFL draft for 2024. And so no news yet on the pick being picked by the Steelers. And so we're waiting.
A cold night in Detroit.
So, well, look, yeah, I mean, it's Michigan, right? It's right off the lakes. And so, interesting to see what's going to happen.
I'll be back. Let me out for a quick break.
Okay.
I need to you again. But I need a break.
Okay. So Alex is going to take a break, and I will continue to cover the picks here until he comes back. So let's see. No news yet for the Steelers pick. And then we have after the Steelers would be the Dolphins. And they'll be looking at their first pick of the night. And then the Philadelphia Eagles, for you Philadelphia fans, along with Alex, I'm pretty sure when he gets back here, he'll be excited to see what you guys are gonna get. You guys have made some pretty important moves in this offseason for you Philly fans, or Eagles fans, should I say. And then we'll go from there and see who's getting what moving on, because now you're getting towards the lower end of the draft. Hopefully it will speed up here and not take much longer. Because I think we're supposed to wrap up in about an hour or so. So let's see what happens. And here come the commissioner coming out.
Make the most interesting.
Let's see what this draft pick is going to be from the Steelers.
32 young men will embark on their NFL career, striving to make an impact on the field. But their impacts will be felt far beyond their field, but in their communities. No one embodied that more than Walter Payton. And today, the league's highest honor, the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award, presented by Nationwide, recognizes his lasting legacy. Tonight, we are proud to welcome the 2023 Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year winner, Cam Hayward.
First of all, I want to say thank you, Commissioner. And most importantly, I want to say thank you to the Payton family, the NFL, and Nationwide. The NFL draft is special. To my fellow NFL players and the prospects joining the league this week, I want to challenge you. Use your platform to brighten someone's day. The opportunity before you is a gift. And by coming here and being in this league, seize that moment. Be better in our communities, be better for our league and our world. Thank you so much. Here we go. And with the 20th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Troy Fautanu,
Wow.
tackle, Washington.
Wow. It attacked though.
So
It'll have a lot of root and
so yes, they picked Troy Fautanu. Sorry for messing up your name. Offensive tackle out of Washington. This is the fourth player from Washington that's leaving out of their team and coming to join the NFL. I think this is a great choice for the Steelers to protect their quarterback so they can stay healthy and maybe help with that running game, which would be good because again that division is tight.
Yeah.
It's tight. The Steelers somehow, some way, continue to keep having a winning record at the end of their season. Although they fell short of the playoffs the last few years, they still ended up over 500. Then you have the Ravens, you have the Bengals, and the Browns in that division, and all those teams are very competitive. And so, really good choice that these guys picked. He is not there tonight, folks.
No.
So he is home with his family and friends. And so this young man has got a good coach, and we're gonna see what they can bring to the table for their division and see if the Steelers can turn it around.
I mean,
The next team up is the Miami Dolphins, and this will be their first pick of the night. They have not made any trades or anything to try to get anyone in particular.
I got
So
okay.
the Dolphins are on the clock at 21. And so I just want to not do a recap again just a second, but I do want to know if you guys just tuned in. This is Sports Talk Live with Alex and Felix. It's our first NFL draft, 2024 NFL draft we're covering. Welcome, folks. If you are a true fan of any of these teams, tell us who you're looking for that you would like to see your team pick and bring in a fresh face to your organization and see what you guys can get out of it. So we look forward to some feedback, and you guys are going to be next on the clock after these Dolphins. So I expect all you Philly fans to be, Eagles fans to be really excited about your pick. Hopefully you guys are prepared for what's coming next. So tell me, Dolphins, which way they go, offense or defense? We've been surprised so far tonight. Some teams took mostly offense, and now suddenly
I picked defense.
So you think the Dolphins take defense? Because the weapons they have on offense is incredible. They're really fast. They, fell short in the cold weather against the Chiefs. But you know,
Now, that will make it easy to put our team. And now we all make it to put our team. The best thing to put off to get a well Pittsburgh, the Dolphins, that you have equal that you got all. For me, I'm gonna say that go defense for the Dolphins. Okay, it's time for a quick recap. Okay, you can go take a break.
so yes, I'm just gonna take a break, folks, and I'll be right back.
We got the bear. Oh, okay. We got the bear. The bear at number 1. We're a quarterback. Number 2, a quarterback. Number 3, a quarterback. Number 4, our defense. Number 5, our the O-line. Number 6, our defense. Number 7. Number 7. Number 8 is a Falcon. Number 9 is a Bear. Number 10 will be the Lions. Number 12, the Falcons. Number 13, the Ravens. 14, the State. 15 is the Colts. 16 is the 17 is the Bengals. What are the Bengals for? Come up and pick up a defense player. 18 was the bigger 19 was around 20 it was Pittsburgh, and now we are in Miami. And I don't know what is you picking for the Eagles or the Dolphins? What is your favorite team? I can pick it will be from Pat 8, Pan 8. I want to know what is the best player from the draft for? What is you pick from the draft? Let's football talk. If you're new, please comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Really comment what is your favorite team. I want to hit the computer what is Cabell at the Dolphins who put out that.
With the 21st pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Chop Robinson, linebacker, Penn State.
Have at it, Bucky. You nailed it.
Wow, it is Chop. It's Chop Robinson and from Pepe. You back?
Yes, I'm back, folks.
And you get home?
Yeah, it's a little chilly, so I put on a sweatshirt to keep warm. So the Dolphins finally made their pick. So next up is the Philadelphia Eagles. So yeah, I knew this was coming. So let's just start with this right now. Let's get it over with.
Yeah! The Eagles! I hope that I will We do the Eagle Tree. Yeah, here you go.
Okay, so here you have it. He's putting on his Eagles hat. Let's hope the Eagles don't trade out of their pick because this would obviously change all
I
this.
don't want to do it.
So, but the Dolphins took a linebacker, so they did go defense. It looked like they got Robinson from Penn State. Another great pick for them. This kid is pretty quick on his feet and hands. He's definitely, got get his big mittens up there to block passes, things of that nature. So he will be a nice asset for a team that's already speedy and fast. He is pretty quick, so on the defensive side, they're going to be adding some speed. So this young man is actually a good fit for that organization for all the speed that these guys are bringing. They're going to need to change themselves to another big cat team and not a Dolphin because everything these guys do is all about speed. So maybe these guys should be the Miami Cheaters because these guys is just blazing when it comes to speed.
Well, a dolphin is quick.
Yeah, well, in the ocean, yes, they're really fast mammals when they're swimming. But I'm just saying, as far as with that offense and what they bring, it's all about the speed, and so speed is it's a lot to handle sometimes for some organizations. So now we're gonna move on to your Eagles.
Yeah.
Tell me, what do you think you guys are gonna pick? You guys got 2 minutes left on the clock before they make their announcement. What do you guys do?
We got to work out defense. We got to work out defense, and that defense ball pump at the end of the year. We got to put up and get the bucket year. So for me, that's the defense.
Okay. So, I mean, look, you guys had some problems on both sides of the ball towards the tail end of the season. I was really surprised how things started to unravel there because they were on the same pace they were from a year before. It looked like that they were just going to finish the season pretty strong and they'd be heading back to the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, things started to crumble on both sides of the ball there. I will agree that defense should be on their mind and be a pick, but let's see what they come up with, and or do they add a weapon for Hurts? So an AJ Green. Sorry, just need to hold this up. Stuck there.
AJ Brown.
Eagles are up, as you guys can see, and they are at the 22nd pick.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
after you guys will be the Jaguars, and then
The top one.
the Lonely Boys. So, I tell you,
It be all night.
it's been a long night. Yes, it has. Yes, it has.
Eagle. Hopeful, very good. Hopeful, very good.
These guys are on the board. I don't know.
No. Not tonight.
And who else is on the board?
And about the L.
Still got Bills. Still got the Lions, Chiefs.
Eagle.
Braves, Bucks,
Eagle.
and the Cardinals again.
One movie.
Panthers also didn't have anything. Surprisingly, they must have gave up
Yeah.
a draft.
For the better. The football too.
These guys
I believe.
are all ready for tonight. They're done for tonight.
Yeah. A bit.
Let me tell you this. Hold on.
Here we go.
Here comes the commissioner.
Now, do they upgrade the defense?
The NFL has gone global. This past year, we played games in front of amazing crowds in London and Germany. This upcoming season, we will play our first ever game in South America, in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And we will be coming to more markets on a global basis soon. The NFL's International Player Pathway Program helps foreign-born players reach the NFL. Elite international athletes have an opportunity to compete at the NFL level and potentially earn a spot on our NFL roster. One of the most successful players from the program is the Philadelphia Eagles' Jordan Mailata. Jordan is currently in his native Australia for the opening of a new NFL academy for high school football players. To make the Eagles selection, let's join Jordan live from the Eagles draft party in Burleigh Beach, Gold Coast, Australia. Take it, Jordan.
Let's go. How good's this? Thank you, Uncle Roger. Good evening to those of you from the beautiful land down under. With the 22nd pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Quinyon Mitchell.
Yeah.
So you guys picked the defensive back.
Oh, hey.
All right.
Thank you, Mike. Jordan Mailata, I think that pick came from the future. Isn't it like tomorrow?
So Mitchell,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
guys picked,
Yesterday? I can't
and
It's more.
Quinyon Mitchell
so
comes out of the green room. They're in Detroit.
It's more.
this young man is there to receive his jersey and his cap from the commissioner, and he's gonna make a great fit for Philadelphia.
Where it go? Okay.
So, you guys got a great player. So far, what do you think? You think you're excited to have him
Yeah.
aboard your team?
Yeah.
I think he's going to be great. Any thoughts on, you know,
I guess he helped me play football. That I got from him. What the out. Okay, the look of each apple. So,
so yes. Welcome, folks. For those who are just tuning in, this is Sports Talk Live with Alex and Felix. We're covering the 2024 NFL Draft. This is our first time covering this draft, so we got to do a quick recap of everything. It's been a really long night. A lot of homework.
yeah.
Looking up and checking out these young men for this first night. Now, look, there's still 2 more nights in case you guys missed anything. You got tomorrow night. You'll have round 2 and 3. And then, of course, Saturday,
4, 5,
we'll be wrapping everything up.
4, 4.
That's right. 4, 5, 6, and 7.
All day.
is what you guys are going to have on Saturday. And we thank you guys for tuning in. Next on the clock is the Jacksonville Jaguars. These guys are on the clock. What do you think your old coach is going to pick to help his team down there in Jacksonville?
I think defense.
Defense? Okay. So you hear it from Alex. He says defense. Let me just do a quick recap. We keep chuckling about it because we don't know who just tuned in and who didn't. So let me just go really quick. Starting with the first overall pick, it's the Chicago Bears QB quarterback. Number 2, Washington Commanders quarterback. And number 3, New England Patriots quarterback. The Cardinals at 4, wide receiver. The Chargers at 5, offensive lineman. And New York Giants, wide receiver at 6. The Tennessee Titans, offensive lineman. The Atlanta Falcons at 8, they took a quarterback. Bears again at number 9, took a wide receiver. Jets traded places with the Vikings. Vikings took a quarterback at number 10. Jets took an offensive lineman. Broncos took quarterback at number 12. Number 13, the Raiders took a tight end. Saints at number 14 took an offensive lineman. Colts at number 15 took a defensive player. Excuse me. First defensive player of the night. Seattle Seahawks took a defensive player. Jags traded down to the spot they're at now with the Vikings, and the Vikings took a I'm sorry, defensive player. And then you had Cincinnati Bengals at number 18 took a offensive lineman. Rams took a defensive player at 19. Steelers took
the pick.
The pick is in. Let's see what the commissioner has to say.
The 23rd pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Brian Thomas Jr., wide receiver,
LSU off the board again. That's their 4th player, I believe, that got picked tonight here in the first round.
On a playmaker, so they would.
So
Okay.
let's see if we can find out a little bit about this young man.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's a wide receiver. They took to add to their offensive weaponry. He's from LSU. He's the other bookend to the wide receiver that went earlier from LSU that went to the Giants. I got to tell you, look, these guys, they're big physical wide receivers. I think they're going to be huge. So Brian Thomas Jr., LSU wide receiver, is now a Jacksonville Jaguar.
Okay, give me 8 Cowboys.
Now the Cowboys are up. Let's see what Jerry and his organization.
Mike McCarthy will do.
Let's see how the Cowboys, after the disappointing season, let's see what they do. Cowboys is on the clock. They are a team that, look, on paper, the team was a solid team last year. Unfortunately, they are in a division that isn't really as challenging as it should be. Look, the Eagles is their only real challenge at this point because the Giants have a slew of issues, let's just be honest. And then you have the Commanders, the new ownership, a slew of problems there. So when you come from a division that don't only really have one competitor that you're playing against, and then you have to play against the rest of the league, and your schedule doesn't help you because you end up playing against some teams that really wasn't in the playoffs the year before, so you end up playing teams that are any given day another team can win. But the Cowboys have continued to keep having this dominating record because of their scheduling, and then they get to the playoffs and then they start finding that the challenging teams, the teams that are consistent in their divisions and play really good teams in their division and then make it to the playoffs, these teams are a little too much for them to go up against. Real good team on paper, not such a real good team on the field when it comes to playing against winning teams with winning records. You can blame coaching, you can blame ownership for this, or you can just flat out blame the players for not just wanting to elevate yourself to the next level for that organization. But at some point, they'll figure it out.
He was a
Just feel really bad for the fans there, that they keep having that letdown year in and year out. But Jerry does a good job of building expectation, and every year these guys have an expectation of going to a championship. Cowboys is on the clock. Your thoughts?
No.
No.
So I know for you Eagle fans, you can care less. You just want to see
Me
them,
too.
and X's over the eyes, and I know that's the real feeling and that's the real thing. But
I got it.
trying to get in a lot of sports here,
Yeah.
trying to be in a professional setting.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, look, this organization will probably repeat once again and get yourself to the playoffs, but probably fall short once again once they go
The
against some of the
Cowboys
challenging teams.
has trained the trade for pick. They know what
In the first round,
they know what pick it in it. The trade for pick.
so who swaps with them?
I got the. Not yet. But I just put you. The Cowboys have traded the trade for pick. Not yet.
So who came back on the board or moved up? And this might be a good thing for the Cowboys.
But it's like a fun, yeah. It is a fun. With Detroit.
Okay. So Lions in Detroit basically made a trade. These two teams seem to be tangled.
Yeah.
Both blue and silver. Lions will be on the clock. As soon as we get word on what they're interested in, we will let you guys know.
Wow. That a big. From Detroit.
Well, they must see something that they want.
Yeah.
And, I don't know if I would have risked trading it with the Cowboys to get it. I mean, it still might have been there. If I had to guess, it'll probably be a defensive player.
And the first pick. Oh.
The night, yeah.
The night.
So everybody who is in Detroit now has been waiting
Yeah.
for their team to get this pick because they're hosting this NFL draft. And so,
Outside. And it's cold.
yeah, well, look, the night's almost over.
Yeah.
It is chilly. So, as you can see, I put on a shirt. You're wearing a sweatshirt as
Yeah,
well.
but I hot.
And so, your thermostat must be broken. Mine is right on point. The sun is going down. It has gotten chilly. It looks like Detroit is
Happy.
kind of happy and celebrating whatever their pick is.
That
As the coach.
that I can have so always
So let's see.
you always each other with some new people. If you knew, yeah, that could we got it can do see. If you knew, Monday at the end of that, what is your bomb talk? We're not gonna do it quick we can.
Lions on the clock.
Detroit up across. We're gonna do it at the end. No.
Let's see. It's okay. Let me just do a real recap right now.
Hey.
So, it's been a really long night, folks, and we thank you guys for tuning in and hanging in there with us. If you have been tuned in all this time, apologize for any bloopers or any things of the kind, any technical difficulties we've had tonight.
We
But-
can't break it, though.
Yeah, because we're live. So this is our first live covering the NFL draft, and this is the 2024 draft for the NFL. It's been an exciting day all day, and you know the research and homework of these young men, and who's going where, and expectations, right? Of who's going to be at what team and get picked when. So I tell you. You know, this has been fun. So the trade with Detroit, it looked like for a 7th round 2025 pick from the Lions. The Lions moved up from 29 overall to 2022 or 23. I think they moved to the 23 spot.
Yeah. No.
The 24. So,
Careful.
so they jumped 5 spots to try to get this player. This pick should
It gotta be good.
the pick has got to be in because they were really exciting, whoever it was they were talking to. So this was somebody they definitely wanted and decided to not wait to see if he would fall in their lap or not. So they decided they were going to be aggressive and get him now. And so
The pig. Yeah.
And so it looked like they're going defense. And we're going to let the commissioner tell you who it is that they picked up. So for you Detroit fans, there should be a lot of excitement right now. You guys went defense. This is another weapon to make sure you guys dominate that division for another year.
Participation at the youth and high school levels. Joining me on stage are girls flag football players representing the first 4 schools that competed in the Michigan Girls Flag High School Football League and local high school football tackle students. These young men and women embody NFL values of respect, integrity, resiliency, and responsibility to their teams. Congratulations on your accomplishments in your academic and football careers. Now to make a selection, please welcome Ellie Fagley.
The Dallas Cowboys have traded the 24th pick to the Detroit Lions. With the 24th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Terrion Arnold, defensive back, Alabama.
So they went defensive back. Alabama, another great pick. As we all know, Alabama has one of the best football programs. Not a bad choice at all. This young man is also pretty fast, quick on his feet. Has really good hands that if he needed to, he could, intercept the football. You don't worry about a lot of drops from him. I'm going to say this is a very good investment, and this definitely should solidify that defense for sure for the Lions and the NFC North. I think Detroit is just trying to make sure they lock down this division and get back there again. They want to build something, and they're showing that now tonight with this pick. So,
Okay. Hey, we'll be good back.
okay, so the Packers should be up next. Now unless there's another trade of some sort.
No.
But,
I will be back. Okay.
Okay, Alex is gonna step out. Packers is on the clock for now. Not unless they trade out of it. And you have it. Packers on the clock. They're at number 25. The night is starting to wind down, folks. So it is coming to a close. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more spots. And then tomorrow night it starts all over again with rounds 2 and 3. Rounds 4, 5, 6, and 7 will be on Saturday, and they will start earlier. Tomorrow, rounds 2 and 3 will start in the evening again. And so basically the NFL will try to wrap that up. Now, I'm just going to do a quick recap. For anyone that is still, for those who's been hanging in there, I'm so sorry we keep repeating this, but we want to go back and just make sure for any new people tuning into our channel. And again, so sorry, but hopefully any new faces, you guys will subscribe, join us. This upcoming 2024 NFL season. This is Sports Talk with Alex and Felix. We're live. We're going on an NFL draft for 2024, and these franchises picks to kick off their 2024 season. So I'm just going to go through a quick recap on the players selected today and where they went in this first round so far. The very first overall pick went to the Bears, and he took a quarterback. Washington, number 2, took quarterback. Patriots, number 3, took a quarterback. Cardinals at number 4, wide receiver. Chargers at number 5, took an offensive lineman. New York Giants took a wide receiver. And the Titans took an offensive lineman at number 7. The Falcons took at number 8. They took a quarterback. Bears at number 9, wide receiver. Jets traded their pick with the Vikings. Vikings moved up. Vikings took a quarterback. Jets at number 10 took an offensive lineman. Broncos at number 12 took a quarterback. Raiders at number 13 took a tight end. Saints at number 14 took a offensive lineman. Colts at number 15 took defensive lineman. Seattle at 16, defensive lineman. Jaguars traded out of this spot to the Vikings. The Vikings came back up and took a who did they take?
Defense.
They took a defensive player, and then you had the Bengals right after that took an offensive lineman. Rams at 19 took a defensive end. Steelers at number 20 took an offensive lineman. And Dolphins took a player at 21. Eagles at 22 took a defensive player. Jaguars took a defensive player, right? No, offense. They took an offense, wide receiver. And then the Cowboys traded with Detroit Lions for a pick in the 7th round of the 2025 season draft. So the Lions moved up from 29 to 24. and took a defensive player. Now the Packers are up, and then
The pick is in.
the Packers look like they're going offense, and
They need safety as well. And there are plenty of people in
the
this.
commissioner didn't come back out yet.
It gets shitty.
And so, yeah, so it feels like we're really in Michigan. That's for sure.
It gets shitty.
So, we might as well should be there physically going over this live. So, Packers was on the clock. It looked like their pick is in. They're going with an offensive lineman here in the first round. And then we're going to wait for the commissioner to come out to make an announcement. School is Arizona.
Here you go.
So here he comes.
What the best nickel defender, like with using corners. Does he fit what they do at Green Bay? I think so. Because remember, Jeff Hadley takes over business.
Wait is over. Here's the pick.
With the 25th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers and hosts for the 2025 NFL Draft select Jordan Morgan.
Jordan Morgan,
Arizona.
offense alignment,
Okay, Lance Irwin,
tackle
Jordan Morgan,
from
not
Arizona.
Guyton or Barton. How does he fit here?
Well, he's more experienced than Ty.
Okay.
So next up is the Buccaneers.
Ain't the duck yeah.
And this team kind of really needed some help.
I can't be me for agree on. I agree on a contract. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your Bucks, the Buck fans are up.
We got.
Buccaneers is at 26.
We all got a couple more teams left.
And yeah, it's really almost over. And this first round's been pretty interesting. It started off all offense, and then switch after the halfway point to defense, and then some offense. Now back and forth. Yeah, pretty much. So this has been a pretty interesting night with this draft, and watching these teams make the selections they're making. You know, tomorrow night's draft is going to be pretty interesting because that's where all the substance is going to be with the players that truly are going to be, you know, impacting some of these teams. So depending on what they do tomorrow, it's really going to sum up how some of these teams are probably going to play come for the 2024 season. Hopefully your team has had a good war board, and their scouts had been out looking at a lot of these young men, and they got the players that they wanted, you know, to, you know, participate.
What is your best part of this draft for us? What is the best part?
For me?
No.
Or for our viewers?
For us, what is the best part? You go there and we be at the over yeah. We are laughing at it because we are doing it.
So yeah, I mean, look, we don't know who's tuning in, who's not. We just want to make sure because we don't have up like the networks have.
Yeah.
To my right or my left, or at the bottom of the screen, where it's basically feeding you. What has occurred earlier in the night. So, you know, so we have just been repeating over and over and over where your teams had picked and what positions these people have filled.
Will be the Buccaneers, the Cardinals, the Bills,
the Lions again.
Yeah. The Baltimore
Ravens,
the 49ers,
And the Chiefs.
And the Super Bowl champion Chiefs.
Yep.
Oh,
It is almost over.
But what is your best part of the draft?
So far, I gotta honestly tell you, I like the fact that it started off kind of smoothly. And for the teams that were making the trades, they made this decisions pretty quickly. Um, they kept this thing going for the most part. But if I had to tell you who I thought really did well tonight, I got to tell you, I think Minnesota did pretty good with the linebacker they got from Alabama. I like the wide receiver that the Giants picked up from Alabama. As you know, I was down in Alabama. For you viewers, if you guys weren't familiar with this, and so they have a really good program down there, and so those guys, I think they will always bring a lot to the table. So wherever organizations they go and they play, the Giants wide receiver that they picked up from LSU, I thought was a really strong asset. And so I think the defensive back you guys just picked up is going to be a noticeable. I think day one with the Philadelphia Eagles, if he's able to start, I think he'll be a contributing factor for your team. Out of the quarterbacks that was picked, because I think about 6 quarterbacks went tonight, I think 2 of them really are going to be promising talent if they're able to stay healthy and be a factor in their team. So,
Yeah, the fucking also then fucking the time.
I have a funny feeling they're going to go defense. So, their fans already.
Gonna be a long night, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they couldn't wait to get to this spot so they could just make their pick.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's funny, like, this is the rules, right? They have to wait until they get to that spot. They just can't be like, some of the kids are at home, they don't come. It's not like they cannot attend and just be like, just have a card or billboard up, like, this is our pick if he's still available. You know what I mean? And just close up for the night. They got to actually be there until it's all over. Although they just looking at those guys, they look exhausted, just waiting for this moment to just be able to make this pick for this first night. Now, tomorrow's a whole different ballgame. So, here comes the commissioner.
In his left hand on that card, the next buck. Hoping to get this Tampa team back to the postseason again. Here we go.
With the 26th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Graham Barton, center Duke.
Wow.
Okay, so the Bucks went offense. They picked a center. So they got Graham Barton from Duke.
Entire draft. He has played tackle, but can play guard or center.
And so, as you were just listening, he can be moved around on the offensive line. So he's just not a center, so which means he has really good feet, and that's what you want for a guy that size. If he can get out, if you're running screens, things of that nature, this is the kind of guy you want. So I agree with these guys that are speaking out. This is a safe pick.
Yeah.
It's a safe pick. Let's see what he brings to the offense for them.
The Cardinals.
Yes, the Cardinals are back up again. They picked earlier at number 4. They have waited patiently to get this last pick of the night for themselves. Not unless they're traded. But Cardinals are now on the clock officially. And let's see
Okay.
what we got here.
It's time for agree with Carl. You ready? Oh wow.
I'm gonna let you do it. Cardinals.
Never mind.
Never mind. We got breaking news. Cardinals made their pick already. We still gotta wait for the commission to come out, which is coming out now. Wow, I think they really want to go home. They went defense, just so you guys know, a defensive tackle. He's out of Missouri, and I'm gonna let the commissioner announce this young man's name.
In the 2024 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select
Darius Robinson.
defensive
Yes,
tackle,
Missouri.
So he was for all the people to go.
Yes.
So how did it feel?
So look, I don't know. I mean, look, he seems to be quite exciting. He's gonna go get his cap and his jersey.
He looked good.
It's gonna be telling to see his footwork and how he is able to be a contributing factor for that defense. Again, you're talking about the NFC West, the 49ers, Seattle, the Rams, right? So he's gonna have his hands full.
How many Buffalo fans up in New York?
Okay, so New York would be back up again, which is now the Bills, and which is upstate New York, and then supposedly the Lions again.
No, we'll be the Cowboys.
Well, that's if the Cowboys took that
the
trade.
Cowboys.
Okay, so the Cowboys did take that one. So they moved down a spot and picked up a pick for next year. And so the Bills are on the clock. So let's see.
I'll get a time for a quick recap.
Okay. So Bills are on the clock.
Are you ready?
We know they ain't taking a quarterback.
No.
Anyway.
You ready? You ready for a quick recap?
No, you can do it this time. I've been doing them all night.
No. No.
Yes.
I talked about it.
Okay. So
Let's talk about a quick recap.
the Bears at number 1.
No, welcome there. Welcome there. Welcome there. I'll take with that. We are live from we are doing that from
Anyway, so
number one, we got there.
yes.
The big pick up a quarterback came up with number 2 pick up. That I got a quarterback. Number 3 will be Drake.
Quarterback.
Quarterback. Number 4
Wide receiver.
Number 5 will be Jones. Number 6 will be
Wide
Jones.
receiver.
Number 7 I don't.
Number 7 is the Titans, and the Titans took an offensive lineman,
Number 8
quarterback,
Number 9
wide receiver,
Number 10 the
quarterback,
Number 11 the
offensive lineman.
Number 12 the Broncos quarterback. We got breaking news out of the Buffalo Bills with the Captain
Wow.
will be up the hot.
So it looked like the Bills gave up their first rounder.
No, maybe.
No, I don't see them on the board
Not
anymore.
yet.
Maybe they moved to the very tail end
Yeah.
of the thing, but it looks like the Chiefs
Breaking news out of the
are on the clock.
The team.
Maybe there's somebody
on the
they
clock.
see that they want,
Yeah.
that they're willing to move up for. They're so anxious they couldn't wait to the very end.
Yeah.
So there you have it. Chiefs
Yeah.
made a trade.
Keep her up with the Buffalo Bill. Bill with me. Probably the last pick of the draft. You okay?
If they don't trade out
Yeah.
to pick up more picks, look, this would be a smart thing for them, especially if they didn't need or want somebody in this first round. This helps them if they can pick up 2-3 more players in this draft in this second, third, fourth, fifth round, sixth round picks. So
We get Uncle Booking you.
So back to the recap. Raiders at number 13 took a tight end. Saints at 14 took a offensive lineman. Colts took a defensive player, the first one of the night. They broke the ice. Seattle took another defensive player. Jags traded places with the Vikings, and the Vikings took a was it an offensive lineman? I think it was an offensive lineman.
No,
defensive player, and then you have Cincinnati took an offensive lineman. That's who took the offensive lineman. Rams took defense. Steelers took an offensive lineman. Dolphins took defense player. Eagles took a defensive player. Jags took a wide receiver. Cowboys traded out of this spot and moved down. And the Cardinals moved up, right? No. Who traded with them? Somebody did trade with the Cowboys.
Oh, it was Detroit.
Detroit moved up. Detroit took a defensive player. Cowboys moved down. Packers took a defensive player. Bucks took a center, an offensive player. Cardinals took a defensive player.
It's Captain so we're happy. But you Captain will put up to take 8, 143, and to 248. Buffalo will put up for 295 and 201.
Okay, so the Bills traded down to pick up 2 picks, and the Chiefs took 1 pick to move up. Wait, that wasn't it. We were at, I think the Builders pick now. So we're caught up now.
With
Kansas City making this trade.
Kansas City.
I'm surprised. I mean, look, these guys just won a championship. So Andy Reid must be seeing something. Or a player that he really wants to add to his arsenal. So
if you knew but if it don't nothing, so I get if you knew this was talk with you with you all kinds of football, baseball, hockey.
the commissioner's coming out, so hold that thought.
Hold that.
From the meeting. I'm not sure what they have in mind. All right, special pick here as we take you back live to the show.
The NFL is proud to support the life-changing wishes that Make-A-Wish it grants. One important wish was requested by a young man by the name of Justin Laverne, who was diagnosed with renal failure at age 15 and received a kidney transplant from his father just last year. Justin's love for football and the Chiefs got him through those treatments. Please welcome Justin to the stage, whose wish is to announce the first round draft pick for his beloved Kansas City Chiefs. I'd like all of you to join me in cheering on Justin as his wish comes true. The floor is yours, Justin. Go get him, man.
The Buffalo Bills have traded the 28th pick to the Kansas City Chiefs. With the 28th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the back-to-back Super Bowl champions Kansas City Chiefs select Xavier Worthy.
All right. So the Chiefs took Xavier. It's a wide receiver.
The guy is more than.
Okay.
They picked up a wide receiver, so they added another weapon for
Mahomes.
Mahomes. He's out of Texas, so he's close by, so he's not that far away from home. So that's good for him. This kid actually has speed. A little bit of a Tyreek Hill type of player, which they gave up to the Dolphins, surprisingly. And it seemed like they've been trying to find other players that was very similar to him since they've let him go to the Dolphins. But this young man here is pretty quick. So, are you going to say anything? Look at the speed.
We now move on to the second night pick. It's a cow. You ready?
Yep. That's what I pick. It's the Cowboys. Let's see if this sticks this time, or are they gonna trade down and out of the first round. Let's see. So here you have it. Cowboys back on the clock again after trading down.
Yeah. You want to call back the Cowboys?
No, not at all. Look, I'm not going to go back through all that again for the viewers, but look, for their fans, let's just say your team picks somebody that is going to help you guys get to the next step in the postseason. Because again, on paper, the team is very impressive. They just continue, and the real world just fall short. So we need to see what's going to happen.
No, we are going to do because we got the that is.
Okay.
So if we
here we go. Cowboys.
That Mark McCarthy.
Their room always looks so good. I guess Jerry pays for all that to make sure that their war room is solid.
Yeah, every bad though. Okay, got pit in.
Out to that.
Whoa.
Ball security. Ball security. Let's see where the Dallas Cowboys go to continue their all-in trend.
Could this be a quarterback?
The 29th pick, 2024 NFL Draft. The Dallas Cowboys select Tyler Guyton, tackle, Oklahoma.
So Cowboys, you guys went tackle.
You know, it was I kind of thought that maybe.
I thought that they could happen.
Oklahoma.
They could happen.
Trying to help your offensive line there. To me, that's a safe pick. I already know. I can hear it in my head already. You guys are probably freaking out. But to be honest with you, this is a safe pick. Especially if a lot of the players that they may have wanted earlier are gone. So it's probably good, the pick that they have.
Okay, we Baltimore with the foot pick.
of the draft.
Yeah, it's their first pick of the night.
Yeah.
Let's see if they keep it. They've been pretty quiet for the most part. Since they had all those moves that they made on
He farmed over the yeah.
Yeah.
He really caught it Oklahoma though.
Ravens on the clock. And then for you 49ers fans, you keep this open.
Why?
So we can see and keep up. I mean, we got right to this point now. It's almost over.
It gonna be a trade.
You said it's gonna be a trade.
Maybe. Because the what the well, bone pick already.
Maybe they picked already. But some of these teams are probably anxious.
Mm-hmm.
They want to get out of there, so get their pick and go home for the night.
If you're new here, what is that? Remember that? Act like a kid all the time. We're not gonna do. No. And we got a written the end. We got a all the pig. All the pig.
So yeah, it's almost over, folks. We have just a couple more picks left. And then we'll be wrapping it up tonight. So the Ravens are technically on the clock right now. I was hoping that these guys would have had some idea on what it is they wanted. But they might also be negotiating a trade.
For the bill or about the F.
Well, yeah, maybe Carolina, because they didn't have a first round pick.
or
Maybe they
him,
would like to come back in to the first round. So maybe the Ravens are feeling, pretty good about their position.
Okay.
And may want to trade out of it.
If you're new here, we did football. With football, basketball, hockey, boxing.
Yeah, this is sports talk with Alex and Felix.
We did all football.
Yes. So we appreciate you guys tuning in and checking out our sports channel.
We got
Please,
blooper.
if you guys can subscribe and hit the like button to like this. This is our first time doing a live this long, just so you guys know. Obviously, the NFL draft.
There you go.
The first round is very long. So here comes the commissioner with the pick from the Ravens.
He obviously ran pretty fast, dealing with that Jones fracture in his foot throughout this process. Here's Commissioner Roger Goodell with the 30th pick.
With the 30th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select
Defensive back, Nate Wiggins.
Yay!
He's from Clemson. The first player from Clemson tonight.
As a football player, you know he's up there a little bit on my
He's
list.
6'1", 173 pounds, so he'll have to put a little bit of weight on. He does have blazing speed. This young man is pretty talented. So this is a good pick. It's also a safe pick for them. We'll see how he does for the Ravens. Preparing for the Chiefs is how they should be building their team, being that the Chiefs have dominated the last few years, you want to just put an end to their reign and make sure you're building to compete. So
If you new please subscribe, hit that bell, like, comment, whatever you want to do. Follow us on TikTok. It's Fun Talk. We're out at the Twitter on TikTok. Remember that Twitter is out there. We're almost over. Yeah.
yes, yeah.
And today, I'm
So
supposed to
Ravens just made their pick,
Okay.
defensive back, and I
Will be
believe the
cool.
Niners and the Bills should close out the night. This has got to be a relief for the 49ers. 49ers finally on the clock. Let's see who these guys pick up. Is it going to be defense or offense? I think it'll probably be on the defensive side of the ball for the 49ers.
If you knew when the body at the end of the season, because the first time we got to go through the round, we can up to today. We're going to do it at the end of the ground. To it out, right?
Yes.
So here's question. What is your best player for the football?
This is tough. I don't know. How about you? What's your best player that you think was made of tonight?
It gotta be Rico.
So you going with your team, the defensive
Yeah.
back. I think that's a good pick. I'm gonna say, look, the best player I think that went tonight was one of these three quarterbacks that went in this first round in the very beginning is going to be a telling factor for those franchises that went. I think all the kids that went tonight were all good and safe picks. So I think all these teams did a really good job this first round so far. I don't think anybody made any awful mistakes picking the players that they picked. I think tomorrow is going to be telling to see who they go with, because I suspect that that's when we're going to see running backs and tight ends and, more defensive backs, more middle linebackers. These other positions are going to be getting plucked off the board. And so it's going to be interesting to see how the next two rounds are going to be for these teams. I think tonight, if the 49ers pick a safe pick, so let's say, for example, if they pick a lineman, or they pick a defensive lineman, or they pick a defensive back, or they pick another wide receiver, they're going to be in a safe zone. It's not going to be a bad decision that, oh, we picked this guy and this guy just didn't live up to expectations. And then the same for the Bills. The Bills, I felt they have a pretty decent team. I can see them doing wide receiver. I think they're going to be looking to give Josh Allen some more weapons on the offensive side. So I suspect that they will probably do that. So let's see what happens. Plus, I'm pretty sure they've been trying to find a way to put an end to Mahomes' reign as well. They've been the closest ones so many times of almost defeating them and getting to the next step and eliminating them in the playoffs. So we got to see. They really need to make sure that they look at, before this pick, that they can cover every gap that the Chiefs are bringing when they play against, because they're going to play again this season.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, buts about it. The NFL is not foolish. They know that these two teams, when they play, the games have been absolutely entertaining for the most part. And so I'm pretty sure we're going to see them play in 2024. These two quarterbacks, with the games coming down to the wire that they've coming down, if I'm the Bills, what do you select? Is it defense that have allowed the Patrick Mahomes to win, or is it offense that Josh Allen just doesn't have enough weapons that he can just dominate a complete game and not be so close. So what do you think they need?
They need a powerful defense player.
I would say yes. I think they need a pass rusher, someone that's going to disrupt and chase down Patrick Mahomes. That's what they need. They need somebody that is going to be relentless on that line. That Patrick is going to be looking for him every chance they get to try to keep this man off of him. And if they had somebody like that on their defense, or even two guys like that on their defense, that shuts down any opportunity for Patrick to have an opportunity to come back and win a game when they are up.
The pick in. We got the voting up. The full plan.
You say, okay, we can bring him in here and play some Juan Jennings and have him eventually take over for Brandon Ayuk. I think it's a bit of a long shot.
The 49ers went wide receiver, so they went offense to give Brock Purdy another weapon.
The San Francisco 49ers select Ricky Pearsall, wide receiver, Florida.
So that's what I would say is a safe pick. That's what I was telling you. So they took a safe pick. They're done with their night, right? They can prepare for tomorrow's draft.
We got forget you. I draft. The passport or back into the football plan.
So the Bills.
The Bills are out.
They gave up their first round.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was the Panthers. I don't think I would have given that up. I think that was foolish by them.
Look at you. The passport are up. The Bills are out for tonight. That is a good pick by the Bills.
Panthers got the last overall pick of the night. So they traded it. The Bills traded out. The Panthers came in. They did not have a first round pick because they traded them away from previous years for tonight's draft. So
how do you feel about that?
Look, I mean, I don't know who or what they thought that wouldn't be there tomorrow because look, they were going to be the next guys in line starting off tomorrow's draft. So whatever the Bills were going to pick, basically, could not have been that detrimental to them that they needed to trade back up. So which means they had to give up something. What did they give up? Is it a next year's draft pick or is or is it like a 7th or 6th round that they gave up to move up?
It's not right. Look.
So the Panthers are on the clock, and they traded up with the Bills for the 32nd pick.
So tomorrow they'll begin.
Yeah, the Bills will begin, but we don't know what they gave up to get that. The Bills didn't just make that trade out of the first round for no reason. It cost them something. So let's see. And Carolina needs a lot of help.
Yeah.
They lost a lot of pieces on the board. So let's see. We want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. This is Sports Talk Live with Alex and Felix. We were covering the 2024 draft. This is far the longest live feed we've done. If you just tuned in, we'll do a quick run at the end after this last pick from Carolina to let you know where everybody went in their draft, and then we're gonna finish up here tonight, and then so we thank you guys for your support and tuning in. please subscribe to the channel and hit the like buttons. Please leave comments if you can. You know, if you're an NFL football, if you're a football fan, and have support of any of these teams, you still got 2 rounds tomorrow, round 2s and 3, and Saturday you have 4 rounds, 4, 5, 6, and 7, to see your teams literally pick some of these players.
And
so
add some more eager to quick.
Yeah, you know, so leave some feedback on what would you guys like to see your teams get.
The pick for the final. Yeah, pick of the front round. It is.
Okay. And it looks like the Panthers are going offense. They're picking up an offensive weapon, a wide receiver from South Carolina. That's like right there.
Yeah, I know.
So, man, some of these kids gonna have it made. They ain't got to travel far to get to work.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for the commissioner to come out to say his name before saying it. I want to tell you guys ahead of time, but I will wait for the commissioner to make his announcement.
There we go.
Now we'll close down tonight from Detroit with the first pick of the Dan Morgan / Dave Canales era. There for the Panthers, and Roger Goodell is ready to close it down.
The Buffalo Bills have traded the 32nd pick to the Carolina Panthers. With the 32nd pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Xavier Legate, wide receiver
From South Carolina. And there you have it, folks. Xavier.
Oh boy.
So he runs a 4.3. He's 6'1", 220 pounds per se. So he should be a pretty interesting asset for them. And you know, they need a lot more help than that. So hopefully they didn't give up a lot to get him.
Yeah.
With the Bills. So
that put it down here. If you are for 3 hours, you are
absolutely. I gotta say yes. If you watch for 3 hours with us and joined us all this time, thank you. You know, again, please put your likes in the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Now we're gonna do the action long recap of all the draft pick tonight. There we go. Let me go first.
Okay.
Me? I can do one for time. You can do extra 20.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll wrap it up.
Okay.
For the first overall pick, the Bears pick up KLE for the number 2 overall pick will be the for number 4, it's the annual possible pick up Marvin Harris Jr. For round 5 is strong for round 6 is Maurice Newball. Back to New York. From last Sutton. The GD Graham. For about 8 and Michael
Penix Junior.
you what not? You know what is warm a boom. Well time. Yeah. Well time. Yeah. Get in McCarthy.
Yes.
Okay, earphone. You know.
Okay. So the 11th pick is Alex. Stop. This kid is snorting. Would you stop? The Jets pick offensive tackle. Fan National.
Yeah, give me.
No. I messed that kid's name up. Bo Nix for the Broncos. I think this too. Oh. Brock Bowers.
For my
Raiders.
13.
Oh God, boy, you're so silly.
You know,
Okay. The Saints picked offensive lineman Tellus Fuja.
it got a big
Fuja.
You know, that it got that. You know,
Latu. Look. Latu is the last name. Latu.
okay, good.
Brian Murphy. He's not a junior. Wait, wasn't he like a second or something? Brian Murphy for the the Vikings.
This is a guy.
Yes. And the Bengals picked Amorus Mimis.
They're going Nim.
Mims.
Oh.
Jared Verse.
Okay, good. Okay, I got
Troy for 2.
Yeah.
Chop Robinson. Sorry, Chop. Oh my God. The Eagles picked
Mitchell.
Brian Thomas for Jaguars. Stop, boy, you was so silly. I'm so good. You were off camera over there. Teron Arnold, Jordan Morgan, Graham Barton, Darius Robinson, Xavier Worthy, Taylor Guyton, Nate Wiggins, Ricky Pearsall,
Yeah. One more.
and Xavier Legend.
Okay, good. Good.
Those are all your picks
All the picks.
for the first round of the 2024 draft. We appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching us.
I thought,
It's okay. I get it. It's late. Can you clean this up?
yeah.
So that's it, folks.
Thanks for watching. Bye.